us at AAAhardwood.com.
Good evening and welcome to Game Time on YurView. Tonight's high school game of the week comes to you from Ahwatukee, where we have the big 6A Central Region matchup as the Mountain Pointe Pride host the Desert Vista Thunder. Hello everybody, Chris Harris here along with former Dallas Cowboy and three-time Super Bowl champion Dale Hellstray. And Dale, tonight, the Ahwatukee Bowl. Mountain Pointe and Desert Vista, two schools located just 4 miles apart. It's one of the most intense rivalries in the state. Mountain Pointe has won the last 6 meetings and 8 of the last 10.
And it's just great, the community here, you know they're all going to be out here in force. It's a very important game to both schools. Power points-wise, be fun to watch how this unfolds.
Desert Vista is led by head coach Dan Hines in his 17th season leading the Thunder program. Hines guided Desert Vista to a state title in 2011, and the team is off to its best start since that season.
And it's going to be interesting to see how they come out tonight. Dan Hines, as good a coach as you're going to find in the state of Arizona. You see the record there. He's been here a long time and has built them into a great program, and he's looking to continue that tonight.
Defensively, Desert Vista is led by senior captain Brett Johnson. The big defensive tackle is committed to play his college ball at California and is going to be a handful for Mountain Pointe's offense.
He is. He's big and he's tall. You see his frame right there. I'm sure the Cal coaches are looking and saying, boy, we could put another 20, 30 pounds on that. Plays with great leverage and tenacity. You see the numbers. He's going to be a big part of the defense for the Thunder.
Mountain Pointe, they're led by their first-year head coach, Rich Walbrock, who comes over after 1 year at Bastrop. But prior to that, he spent 7 years at Desert Edge, won a state title in 2015. But at Mountain Pointe, Walbrock replaces Norris Vaughn, who had an incredible 9-year run.
He did, and Norris Vaughn kind of legendary here in Ahwatukee for his toughness and his gruffness, but most of all for taking his team to 8 out of 9 semis or better in his tenure.
He had a very impressive run, no doubt about it. Now tonight for the Pride, you'll want to keep your eye on LeCarrier Pleasant Johnson. The senior cornerback is the total package. Pleasant Johnson has narrowed down his 10 scholarship offers to Florida, Utah, and Colorado. Came
in from the state of Washington a couple years ago, has just blossomed into a really good cover quarter. You see him there with his numbers. He's going to have to come up with a couple big plays tonight.
All right, when we come back, we'll have the keys to tonight's Ahwatukee Bowl between the Desert Vista Thunder and Mountain Pointe Pride. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Game Time on YurView Arizona.
Game Time high school football coverage on YurView is sponsored by Arizona Automotive Institute. Turn your dreams into reality with career training from AAI. By Circle K. It's time for a Circle K Polar Pop Timeout. Your cup, your rules. And by Valle Luna, proud supporter of scholar athletes in Arizona. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time.
Coming back to school is a big decision, but at AAI, we're with you every step of the way.
We offer career-focused education, and we work with you from the day you enroll through graduation
to help you reach the ultimate goal of moving into the career you deserve.
Don't be afraid to try something new, to try something different. You will set an example for your family, for your children. It's never too late to start a new career.
Check us out at aai.edu.
Or call now and come visit our campus.
What is Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantina? We are a true Arizona original, serving carefully prepared, authentic Sonoran-style cuisine since 1983. We are time-honored family recipes using only the freshest ingredients. Good fun, a family place, a gathering place. We are happy faces and happy hours. We are your new favorite neighborhood hangout. Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas.
Welcome back to Mountain Pointe High School as we get set for the Ahwatukee Bowl, the YurView Arizona game of the week. Let's now take a look at the keys to tonight's game. Dale, what do you have?
Well, obviously, you've got an emotional game tonight. Can you keep those in check? Early penalties, are there going to be late hits, things like that? And then, as most good football programs, who can win in the trenches? Offensive and defensive line going to be a great matchup. And then remember, whoever wins this game gets to keep those bragging rights for a year.
And we touched on it off the top. Mountain Pointe has won the last 6 meetings, 8 of the last 10. There's a good look right there. LeCarrier, Pleasant Johnson, one of the big-time players here tonight. And let's look at the history of the game in recent years here. Norris Vaughn, 8-1 as the head coach at Mountain Pointe.
Yeah, it's almost like Michigan, Ohio State, Auburn, Alabama. You know, you can have a mediocre season if you win this game and continue to stay around and have a happy fan base.
This one is going to be an absolute terrific ball game. Brett Johnson there, the big defensive tackle there for the Thunder, committed to California. He's also a tremendous wrestler. He finished second at state last year, third as a sophomore. This is a guy to keep an eye on here tonight.
He's 6'4". Usually don't see wrestlers 6'4", 6'5". Leverage plays such a key component in wrestling, and boy, you take those wrestling skills into the trenches on the football field and can really, really help you.
So it's going to be Mountain Pointe in the all-black uniforms, going with the blackout here tonight, and Desert Vista in the all-white uniforms. Tremendous rivalry game. 2 schools just 4 miles apart, and that's the man who's going to get things started for us here tonight, Ben Abercrombie, the senior kicker, also part of the soccer team here with the Pride. You've taken part in so many rivalry games, Dale. What's the emotions these guys are feeling right now?
Well, that's the thing. You've had the build-up all week. They've probably had pep rallies, things like that. You talk about this game all year long, and that's why I'm saying I always like to keep an eye on the first couple series. Tend to see some pre-snap penalties, and you also tend to see some post-whistle penalties early in a big game like this.
So here we go. Ben Abercrombie to get us going. The Ahwatukee Bowl, Mountain Pointe and Desert Vista. And we are ready to get started, and we are underway. And it's going to be a short kick by Abercrombie. And the catch is made. Nowhere to go. And here's your Arizona Automotive Institute starting lineups for tonight. Turn your dreams into reality with career training from AAI.
Both teams like to run the football. You see the stats at the bottom of this, 257 yards rushing per game, over 44 points. It's going to be a good test for this Mountain Pointe defense.
But that Desert Vista running attack, it's going to be short-handed tonight. Their leading rusher, Tyson Grubbs, the junior, he is out for tonight's game. Taking the handoff and starting in his place is Colby Humphrey. Nice run there by the junior.
Number 12, Parker Navarro, hands off. Number 4.
And leading the attack here is going to be the junior quarterback for Desert Vista, Parker Navarro. Take a look at his season numbers. Had a great game on the 14th at North. 2nd down and 1. Hand off to Humphrey once again. Picks up the 1st down. Let's now take a look at the starting lineup defensively for Mountain Pointe.
Talked a lot about Pleasant Johnson, the cornerback, but another number to keep an eye on, number 7 here. Hodge, going to be all over the football field, going to be really important and to try to slow this running game down for the Thunder.
There's Hodge right there. Junior middle linebacker. 1st and 10 for Desert Vista from their own 36. After Humphrey picks up the 1st down, gets the carry again. So it's going to be running back by committee here tonight for the Thunder. with Grubbs being out of the lineup, who's 8th in 6A with 678 yards. He is out with a sprain on top of his foot. He missed last week's game as well due to that injury.
Good old-fashioned power, pulling that backside guard, Miles LeBlanc. Rashawn Hodge in on the tackle, 6'2", 225 pounds. He's only a junior.
Well, they've got some size and athletes for Mountain Pointe defensively. Ball is loose. That Mountain Pointe defense knocks it free, and they come up with the recovery. And it's the man you just spoke of, Dale. Rashawn Hodge getting the recovery. Big play defensively for the Pride.
Trying to get an easy throw for your quarterback here. Delgado out in the flat, catches the ball. Watch people come up and try and strip the ball. Looked like that was number 23, Thor Canales. Can only play linebacker with a first name like Thor. Comes in and strips the ball loose. He's has 24 tackles on the season, 2 fumble recoveries, and able to get on the football, as you said. Rashawn Hodge.
As Jakim McKinney taking the handoff here from Mountain Pointe, and he's got nowhere to go. And Brett Johnson in on the tackle for Desert Vista. And we got a flag down on the play.
Okay, we're going to go 15, fellas. We're going to go 15. Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 65, 15.
And there's our officials for tonight. The referee, Mike Lang. The umpire, Jim Paquette. Head linesman, Matt Lang. Line judge, Tito Smith. And back judge, Bill Griffin. Our officials here tonight.
So you get the turnover, then you get the 15-yard penalty. Fantastic field position to start this drive.
Wallerstedt rolls right, tucks it. Nice pickup there by Nick Wallerstedt, the senior quarterback. Take a look at that Mountain Pointe Pride offense.
We've talked about Wallerstedt. They can throw the football around. Dominique Davis, a big play receiver, but it's all going to come down to that offensive line. They're going to be challenged up front.
Second down and short for Mountain Pointe. McKinney takes the handoff, falls forward for the first down. Jakim McKinney, the senior running back, he is 5th in 6A with 768 yards rushing, 10 touchdowns. As we take a look at the season numbers of Wallerstedt. And how about that? He's committed to play baseball at ASU, so a terrific two-sport athlete.
Going to be interesting to keep an eye on him. Obviously, I think there will be some colleges interested in him playing football at 6'3", 185 pounds. But, boy, oh boy, you see the life of a baseball player if you can make it past that minor league level. You can play a lot longer and with more times than not, fewer injuries.
Yes, it's a much safer sport. No doubt about it. Let's now take a look at that Desert Vista defense, allowing just over 18 points a game.
Keep an eye on Thomas Jackson up here, number 55. He's a kid who lost 50 pounds from last year, a kid after my own heart, more athletic and versatile at 240 pounds. And again, that defensive front, really, really good. They're going to have to be tonight.
Speaking of Thomas Jackson, he was shaken up on that last play. Hopefully he's all right. 1st and 10, Wallerstedt off back, fires middle of the field. Oh, not able to connect with Dominique Davis. Incomplete.
Well, Davis makes such a nice target, 6'2", 170 pounds, running a skinny post off of play action, and Davis kind of motioned like he couldn't see it, and does kind of seem like a little dark down in that area of the field.
I was thinking of that too, looking over there, and the north end is pretty bright, but that south end is a little bit dark once you get into the red zone. Wallerstedt's going to keep it right side. Touchdown, Mountain Pointe. Nick Wallerstedt, the 14-yard touchdown run, and Mountain Pointe strikes first.
Wallerstedt calls his own number. Good old-fashioned power. You're going to pull that backside guard, Zach Quees. He's 6'1", 290 pounds. Strongest player on the team. Again, that option to keep the ball or hand it off. Wallerstedt sees a defensive end go upfield. keeps the ball himself. Nice hole up front.
For Wallerstedt, that's his third touchdown rushing this season. Abercrombie on now for the extra point. It is up and it is good. So with 9:12 remaining here in the opening quarter of the Ahwatukee Bowl, it is Mountain Pointe who strikes first. Quarterback Nick Wallerstedt takes it in from 14 yards out. The Pride lead the Thunder 7-0. It's time to take a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. Your cup, your rules. We'll be right back.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Hey Arizona, Circle K is home of the 89-cent any-size Polar Pop Foam Cup. Fill up the cup that stays cold longer with your favorite flavor and enjoy all day long. You can get any size Polar Pop Foam Cup for just 89 cents every day. That's right, any size Polar Pop Foam Cup for just 89 cents. Head to Circle K now and get a Polar Pop Cup and so much more. Only at Circle K.
Tonight's Game Time starting lineups are brought to you by Arizona Automotive Institute. Turn your dreams into reality with career training from AAI. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time.
Welcome back, everybody, watching the YurView Arizona Game of the Week. Mountain Pointe with the quick score. They lead 7-0 with 9:12 remaining here, opening quarter.
Capitalize on the turnover and the penalty. Good old-fashioned power. Watch here, you're going to pull around, blocking down onside, and just watch that hole open up. Doing a nice job double teaming. Looking for somebody to block. Number 72 there for Mountain Pointe, Alex Vogel. He's a 3-year starter, a 4.8 GPA, and Wallerstedt into the end zone for the first touchdown of the game.
39-yard scoring drive. Wallerstedt, 22 of those on the ground, including the 14-yard score. But how about Mountain Pointe? They force the turnover and they cash it in.
Oh, that's what good football teams do. You know, you look at this Mountain Pointe team. Obviously, a ton of success over the last 9 years. You get a new coaching staff in. How are the kids going to respond? How is the coaching staff going to respond? Which Wellbrock, very well respected. You see him walk along the sideline. We're seeing it at all different levels. You get a new coaching staff in, new schemes, new plays. Sometimes it takes a little while to gel. And remember, it doesn't really matter how you're playing in August and early September. When you're these type of programs, it's how you're playing October and November.
Yeah, and Coach Wellbrock, he alluded to that earlier this week. It's going to be another short kick. This time they call the fair catch. So the Thunder will start from about their own 25-yard line. That's Dominic Shepardson who made the fair catch signal. And here comes that Thunder offense again. Now, Parker Navarro, the junior quarterback, he actually transferred over from Mountain Pointe after his freshman year. So that's going to be something interesting to watch going against his old team. Obviously, he's got some friends still over here at Mountain Pointe, so bragging rights for him as well. Handoff up the middle once again. On the carry is going to be Colby Humphrey again.
Well, and Humphrey's athletic, competitive. He's got speed. Remember, he's only a junior, 5'6", 165 pounds. Have a chance to get in the weight room this offseason and put some muscle on his body.
And his brother Caleb, former standout at Desert Vista, now playing at Air Force Academy. Humphrey again tries to get outside the edge and tries to pick up the first down.
Like he stepped out of bounds.
It's going to be just short. Yep. So it's going to bring up 3rd and short here for the Thunder.
We're very close to the Mountain Pointe coaching booth. We can kind of hear what they're yelling.
3rd down and 1. Humphrey, handoff, tries to work the right side. Now tries to bounce it to the outside. First down for Desert Vista. In on the tackle is Pleasant Johnson. But how about Humphrey showing that speed you just spoke of to get outside on the edge and pick up the first down.
Not a whole lot of guys against this defense are going to be able to bounce it outside and beat you to the corner, especially when you got athletes like Pleasant Johnson chasing you out of bounds, able to pick up the first down.
Humphrey's going to get a quick breather. Handoff up the middle this time with the carry is Carlo Jimenez.
It looked like a flag came in late, too, right in the middle of the pile.
We'll see what that's for.
During the play, we have a sideline warning against Mountain Pointe. First offense, verbal warning.
There's a look on the sidelines at Tyson Grubbs. Out tonight for Desert Vista. You see the numbers, and as a guy the Thunder is certainly going to miss here tonight. Second down and 9. Navarro's going to keep it, cuts it back in, takes a couple of hits, but falls forward and picks up a couple more yards. Navarro showing some toughness there.
Really nice job trying to take advantage of that Mountain Pointe aggressiveness. Watch all the line come here. Navarro's going to come out this way. You're counting on nobody staying home. But again, you've got such speed and athleticism on that Mountain Pointe team. Thor Canales turned that play back in.
This time with the handoff for the Thunder without much room to work with is Devin Grubbs, Tyson's younger brother, and Devin is just a freshman. Isaiah Anderson in on the tackle for Mountain Pointe.
Great penetration. You see number 55 there, and that is Isaiah Anderson. Coaching staff says that he's a violent football player, which is a compliment to each and every lineman out on that football field. 6'1", 285 pounds, and 6.5 tackles for losses this season.
And that leads the team. So big third down stop for Mountain Pointe, and to punt it away for Desert Vista is Kyle Ostendorp. On the return for Mountain Pointe is Jatu Gibson, the senior. What a terrific punt there by Ostendorp of 50 yards.
You know, it's kind of like when my oldest daughter Hillary broke her elbow a number of years back. I just asked her if she could bend it, and she could. She's a pretty tough girl, and it ended up being broke. And she looked at me and said, "Dad, I think the old-fashioned, when you bend it, it's not broken." I looked at my fingers and figured, okay, maybe that's true. It used to be you put your heels on the 10-yard line on punt returns, and you didn't go back.
You stay there.
And,
go forward.
And nowadays, everybody goes back and grabs that ball.
McKinney on the handoff, in on the tackle for Desert Vista, number 24, Clay Sokol, and Sokol's older brother, Cody, former quarterback here at Desert Vista, former quarterback in the college ranks, and also Dale, you may very well remember, led the Arizona Rattlers to an IFL championship back in 2017. Wallerstedt's pass goes incomplete there. Looking for Jathan Washington there.
You look at some of these receivers for Mountain Pointe. Washington, 5'9". He's a senior, but Amon Williams, he's 6'4". You got Dominique Davis, 6'2", so some nice big targets for Nick Wallerstedt. Long way to throw the ball for about a 3 or 4 yard out.
Wallerstedt, he's got the arm. He touched on playing baseball and me going to ASU, play for Tracy Smith, but he's a pitcher and plays center field for the Pride baseball team. And great pressure there by the Thunder, knocking it down. Number 55, Thomas Jackson, making the play.
Jackson, 6'1", 239 pounds, just comes trying to set up that screen as an offensive line. You got to be kind of an actor. Try and get your hands on him, slow him down just a little bit to let him make him feel like he beat you, and then you slide out. But nice job by Jackson. You can see that quickness.
Wallerstedt, also the punter from Mountain Pointe, gets it away. Desert Vista just going to let it go. I want to go back to Thomas Jackson there, Dale, because you mentioned earlier how he lost 50 pounds from last season to this season. As the head coach for Desert Vista, Dan Hines, what's that tell you about his commitment to this team?
Yeah, you know, it tells you not only your head coach, your coaching staff, but your teammates, how much effort you're willing to put in. He looks really, really good. We've seen that athleticism. I'd just like to know how he did it.
You're on your way.
Oh, to be young be young and have a metabolism.
You're slimming down a little bit. You're making your way up these stairs a little bit easier week by week.
Slim and hella straight usually don't go together.
We're working on it. Navarro to hand off to Humphrey, and he gets upended. Coming in to make the tackle was Pleasant Johnson. Mentioned it off the top. 10 offers, and he's down to Florida, Colorado, and Utah.
You love when these athletic cover corners will come up and make a physical tackle. Nice job by Pleasant Johnson, making sure even if he missed, that Humphrey had to go back in to where the Pride defense was coming from.
2nd and 8, Humphrey takes the pitch, and he's got nowhere to go. Tried to stretch out that Mountain Pointe defense, nothing there.
Well, you look at it early in this football game, and obviously they get to watch a lot more film and try and exploit weaknesses on this Mountain Pointe defense. But to me, the Pride defense has too much speed to try and get outside. And I know they're pretty stout in the middle, but running straight ahead at them, they were having some success early in this football game.
3rd and 11. Navarro dumps it off. Armando Delgado gets upended in on the tackle. Rashian Hodge, the junior middle linebacker, that's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, that's 225 pounds of Hodge and 221 pounds of Delgado meeting head on. Armando said, I'm not going to try and shake and bake you. I'm going to try and run over you. Delgado, 3-year varsity player, captain on this team. And he's a 2-time state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling.
He's a tough kid, no doubt about it. In on to punt is Kyle Ostendorp. He's committed to U of A for next season. First team all-region last year. Well, he gets some excellent hang time. Desert Vista going to finally down the ball. Nobody back to receive there for Mountain Pointe.
Well, and I think, with the field position, you're going, you know what, this is a possibility of a fake punt, so you're going to have all 11 guys up there. You see all that area back there.
38 yards on the punt for Ostendorp. And we got whistles down on the field.
You got a broken chain?
Uh-oh.
Broken chain.
We can't go on without a broken chain.
Haven't heard that too often, have you?
No, but some of these chains are really, really old, and I don't even know if they measure out 10 yards anymore.
You think it's like 9.5? Missing a couple links. Handoff up the middle. Pickup of a couple for Eli Sanders, the sophomore running back. And he's been a nice 1-2 punch with the senior, Jakim McKinney. And this is one of the guys that Coach Walbrock has been a pleasant surprise here for the Pride team so far.
Well, probably the fastest player on their team. Remember, only a sophomore. So he's going to grow in that body as Desert Vista now goes to a 3-man line.
2 receivers split to the right. Wallerstedt looks left down the field. Looking for Dominique Davis. Flags flying everywhere. It's going to be a penalty against Desert Vista.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to get Kaleo Bright, number 23, the senior. All he had to do was get his head around. Might have been able to intercept the ball.
And Bright had a interception TD return last week against Desert Ridge.
Interference, defense, number 33. 15-yard penalty results, first down.
Take another look at it. Wallerstedt throws it up, looking for Davis, but as you said, Bright just had his
hands
chest,
all over.
Yeah, his chest buried into his head buried in Washington's chest.
Very, very easy call for the officials. What stinks about calling numbers out is called out 33 which is Zach McGinnis, and Zach saying, hey, I didn't have anything to do with that.
Sanders nowhere to go. Thomas Jackson having himself a first quarter here.
He is, and we're gonna make a big deal out of this lost weight, but he splits that double team between Williams and Quees and able to get upfield still as contained and able to make the tackle for a loss.
Jackson 6'1", 240 pounds. Brings up second down and 15. Just under 3 minutes left here in the opening quarter of the Ahwatukee Bowl. Will dump off to Sanders, coming up to make the tackle in the open field. Clay Sokol, the 3-year varsity performer.
6 foot, 180 pound senior, didn't bite on the fake away from him, stood his ground, came up and made a great open field tackle.
Sokol's got an offer from Whittier, drawn some interest from some other smaller schools. Third and 15 now for the Pride. Wallerstedt rolls to his left. Finally dumps it off middle of the field, making the catch and on the move for Mountain Pointe. And picking up the first down, Ahmed Williams, the backup quarterback, now playing wide receiver, a pickup of 22.
Really nice job by Wallerstedt, waiting till the last second to get rid of the ball. And what a nice target Williams makes. You said the backup quarterback, find him playing time. I think the most impressive thing is also an all-state golfer.
I can do a little bit of everything. And we got flags before the snap.
Prior to the snap, ball start, left side of the offensive line, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So there you go, Dale. He didn't call out a number there. He just went with the left side of the offensive line.
Yeah, one for all for one. Blame it on us all.
You guys are a team up there, right?
Well, you got Williams at 285 and you got Quees at 290. Kind of hard to miss them when they get a head start on the ball.
First down and 15. Wallerstedt fires and finds Davis, the junior wide receiver. Talking with Coach Walbrock, he said that Davis, he's bought into the coach's ways. The best is yet to come for him, and he's really been a pleasant surprise here for the Pride.
Well, and he averaged almost over 23 yards a catch. He has 8 TDs on the season, and still with more room to grow. That's kind of scary as this season unwinds.
6'2", 170 pounds. Pickup of 8 there. Wallerstedt's going to keep it. First down and more for Wallerstedt. Still on his feet, down the left sideline. Finally gets brought down inside the 5. A huge run there by Nick Wallerstedt. A pickup of 48 yards.
Same play they scored on. Quarterback power. Wallerstedt looks so comfortable back there again. Watch the pull and watch the block here. Williams the center, Vogel. Williams the guard, Vogel the center. Coming off to the second level. And then look at him just get into the open space.
Now, Nick's dad, Brett Wallerstedt, he was a former linebacker at ASU in the NFL. I don't remember Brett being able to run quite like this.
No, probably wasn't built like his son. 6'3", 185 pounds. You see that speed and that vision, but boy, you get him to the second level and it's scary.
No question about it. Well, here are tonight's Valle Luna Mexican Restaurant Scholar Athletes of the game. Valle Luna, proud supporters of Scholar Athletes in Arizona. Congratulations to Alex Vogel of Mountain Pointe and Kyle Ostendorf of Desert Vista. Alex has a 4.8 GPA, taking AP and honors classes. He scored a 1510 out of 1600 on the SAT. He's a member of National Honor Society and volunteers with Pride's Peak, Senior Walk, and Recycle Ahwatukee. Kyle has a 4.65 GPA, takes AP and honor classes, and he scored a 1440 on the SAT. He's also a member of the National Honor Society and volunteers with Thunder Buddies and East Valley Boys Service Club. Congratulations to those two guys. And here we go, first and goal from the 4 for Mountain Pointe before we get the snap. officials blow the whistles.
Desert Vista.
And it's going to be a timeout for Desert Vista.
In the first half.
Obviously, Coach Hines and his staff saw something they didn't like. You see him.
For Dan Hines, this is his 23rd year in the Desert Vista Mountain Pointe rivalry. He's been a part of all of them. And he said in the first Ahwatukee Bowl in 1997, Mountain Pointe won the game at Desert Vista. Mountain Pointe students, they tore down Desert Vista's goalposts after the game. That's when he said this rivalry was on.
I see a couple legendary people in Arizona high school sports there. Carl Kiefer, Harold Schlemmer, enjoying the fruits of their labor.
Yep. Dr. Schlemmer, the former executive director for the AAI, and Carl Kiefer started up the program here at Mountain Pointe. Wallerstedt handles the snap, tries to make something out of nothing. But that Desert Vista defense there to make the stop.
Little timing was off there. You see Armando Delgado coming from that linebacker position. And, you know, if you're Rich Welbrock, the head coach, or Ross Crew, the offensive coordinator, you love Nick Wallerstedt's toughness, but at the same time, 2 or 3 guys around you, get down. You don't need to take a hit on that right shoulder.
And especially when Armando Delgado is heading your way. Wallerstedt's going to keep it, and he gets sacked. Big play there, Desert Vista. Thomas Jackson in on the sack, along with Tyler Roberts.
They went back to the well one more time, tried to run that quarterback power. This time, Desert Vista did a nice job, ran a little game. Number 53, Sebastian Mingot, was right in Wallerstedt's way. And as you mentioned, Jackson having one heck of a first quarter.
And that first quarter is winding down. This is now the 10th play of the drive coming up here for Mountain Pointe. Play clock is down to 3. Wallerstedt fires to the end zone, falls incomplete. Great job there by Garrett Carlock to knock it down.
Carlock, only 5'11", gets up in the air. As you see Wallerstedt rolling out to his left, throwing across his body. Really nice job by Carlock going up and knocking that ball down.
3 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Coming out for the the field goal attempt. Ben Abercrombie, 27-yard field goal attempt, and it is wide left, no good. So we are through one quarter here in the Ahwatukee Bowl. And it is Mountain Pointe leading Desert Vista by a score of 7-0. You're watching the YurView Arizona Game of the Week. We'll be right back.
Monster Jam. Where the only thing bigger than the trucks is the air they catch. See Gravedigger, Max Dean, Son of a Digger, and more of your favorite Monster Jam trucks. Presented by official partners America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses and BKT Tires. Tickets start at $15. Restrictions may apply. University of Phoenix Stadium, October 6th.
What is Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas? We are a true Arizona original, serving carefully prepared, authentic Sonoran-style cuisine since 1983. We are time-honored family recipes using only the freshest ingredients. Good fun, a family place, a gathering place. We are happy faces and happy hours. We are your new favorite neighborhood hangout. Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas.
From style tips to travel ideas, Arizona Living Your Life, Your Style is designed to enhance your life in Arizona.
We're hitting the lanes on the next Arizona Living, Your Life, Your Style. Come with us to Bolero in Gilbert. Plus, a coffee company with a new twist on the traditional cup of joe.
Watch Arizona Living, Your Life, Your Style, Sunday and Tuesday on YurView. Brought to you in part by Neater's Bakery and Cafe. Come home to Neater's.
Welcome back, everybody. Plenty to cheer about here for the Mountain Pointe crew. Get ready to start second quarter, 7-0 lead. And also shout out to the Mountain Pointe Zoo crew, rocking the blackout here tonight for the big rivalry game. Rich Welbrock, he's got to be fired up from what he saw from his Pride here in the opening quarter. Got the 7-0 lead. His first taste of the Ahwatukee Bowl. So coming off the missed field goal by Mountain Pointe, Desert Vista takes over from their own 20. Armando Delgado takes the handoff, but there is nothing but a black hole there in the middle. That Pride defense stepping up.
Just great penetration. Looked like Isaiah Anderson, the 285-pound senior defensive tackle, breaking through that offensive line and creating havoc on that run play. And now 2nd and long. I think you're going to watch this Mountain Pointe defense dare Parker Navarro to beat him with his arm.
And that's one thing that Mountain Pointe's defense was looking to do, was force Desert Vista through the air. And that's a dropped pass there. Elijah Irvin, the favorite target of Navarro, not able to come up with it there.
6'2", 175-pound junior. Looked like he was trying to run before he got the ball in, and sometimes you see guys running at you and take your eye off the ball for a split second. It brings up now 3rd and long.
Mountain Pointe trying to get 3 and out here. Let's see if the Thunder can get something going here offensively. Navarro going shotgun, 2 receivers split to the left. Now going in motion is Shepherdson. Navarro, plenty of time to throw, looks deep, has a receiver. Looking for Irvin, just underthrew him just a touch. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Running a post route, good protection that time for Navarro. Had a couple steps. Looked like that was Hayes for Mountain Pointe. Nice make-up speed. He almost overran the ball as Irvin tried to come back for it.
So nice job by Jaquan Hayes on the coverage there for Mountain Pointe. That's going to bring Kyle Ostendorp out to punt once again. Gets it away. It looked like the ball hit somebody for Mountain Pointe. Desert Vista says it's going to be their ball. Let's see if the officials agree.
Well, that's one of those things. It's a fair catch, but yet you got guys blocking those gunners, and they don't know where the football is. You usually have a code word to get away from the football. Bounces off.
And it's going to be the Thunder ball.
See if we can see it there. And bunch of white jerseys down there. Jump on the football. Looked like it might have bounced off there, number 31, Pleasant Johnson.
So a big break there for Desert Vista on special teams. And they're going to maintain possession. They now have the ball being spotted at the Mountain Pointe 42-yard line. And now Mountain Pointe head coach Rich Welbrock wants to get an explanation from the officials on what just happened.
It's a little bit shorter punt than I think Mountain Pointe was expecting.
Looked like it went off like Pleasant Johnson's left ankle.
And you can see him react, and he sees it, and he immediately goes for it.
So the Thunder drive continues. Humphrey with the carry. Coming up with the big tackle is Anthony Dedrick. He's the guy who's got offers from San Diego State, New Mexico State, NAU, amongst others.
See the frame, 6'4", 230 pounds. Quickness, just a super kid according to the coaching staff, and obviously he can make plays.
Pickup of 2 brings up second down at 8. Navarro fires downfield, has his receiver. First down, Desert Vista. Dominic Shepardson hauls it in, the senior wide receiver.
Really nice job. Caught the ball with his hands at the highest point. Really nice throw. Looked like it was a corner route. Catches the ball at its highest point. Pretty good coverage downfield by Landrum. Just better execution by the Thunder and able to hang on to that football.
Pickup of 17 on the play. Navarro fires, almost intercepted. Right in the hands of Hodge. He comes up limping, but he almost had the interception.
What great instincts. Reads Navarro's eyes, breaks on the football once, twice, 3 times, hangs on his shoulder pad, and then falls to the ground. And let's hope that maybe just a cramp or a little bit of a tweak there, because Hodge also playing a really good first half.
Hodge comes from a good family lineage of football. His father played linebacker at South Mountain, and his brother Rashi was one of the state's top linebackers as a senior 2 years ago for Mountain Pointe, and he's now playing at Glendale Community College. Rashian carrying on the tradition here at Mountain Pointe, just a junior. Second down and 10. Navarro fires, looking for his receiver, who gets bumped, but there's going to be no call there.
I would consider that a little bit more than a bump, Chris. That would be me.
What do you want to call that?
That would be me bumping you. Looked like Jason Fritz. Contact with Gibson down the field. Gibson very, very active defensively for the Pride defense.
I don't want you bumping me. You got me. You got me by a few pounds, let's say. 3rd and 10 for Dan Hines and his Thunder. Trying to take advantage of the best field position they've had so far here tonight. Just under 10 minutes remaining here in the first half. 2 receivers split to the left. Handoff Humphrey. Tries to bounce it to the outside. Great pursuit there by Mountain Pointe's defense. As you said, Dale, it's going to be tough for this Thunder running game to get to the sidelines.
They're just trying to run that ball up the middle, but penetration again by the interior of that Pride defensive line forces him outside, and that's when that speed can take over for Mountain Pointe.
You see Humphrey's already got 10 carries on the night. Again, Tyson Grubbs, the leading running back for the Thunder, out with a foot injury. Running back by committee here tonight for Desert Vista. And being tended to and walking off the field under his own power for Mountain Pointe. Trying to pick out a number there. Looks like it's number 2, Jatu Gibson, who is in on the tackle.
All over the football field. Talked about him, 41 tackles coming into the game, 2.5 sacks, 3 tackles for loss from that safety position.
On now for the 41-yard field goal attempt is Matt Lewis, and this is about what his range is. And it is off the upright. Had plenty of distance off the left upright. It hit about halfway up, too.
Oh, I think he had an extra 10 yards there. His range might be out to 50 yards as this game unfolds.
Another look at the kick by Matt Lewis.
Nice operation. You see how high that ball is and just clinks on the outside of the post.
So Mountain Pointe, they will take over from their own 20-yard line. So each team now has had a missed field goal attempt. Score remains 7-0. McKinney gets blasted. Ball is loose. Still on the ground. Desert Vista recovers. Huge play by that Thunder defense. In on the recovery, Zach McGinnis.
McGinnis from a safety position. Let's watch the hit right here. Again, that's number 53, Sebastian Mingott. Getting penetration onside from his defensive end position. Puts his hand on the ball. Looks like Mountain Pointe is going to be able to recover, but look at all the white jerseys around the football.
You mentioned Sebastian Mingott. He's got an offer from Whittier. He just moved from here from Puerto Rico for high school. He hadn't played football before then. Take a look at Zach McGinnis, the fumble recovery, and also the turnover chain has made its way to the Desert Vista sideline. And Navarro drops back, decides he's going to run it. Not sure what direction he's going to go. Finally gets knocked down to the ground. Looked like he was spinning like a top.
He ran all over the place, and finally, when about 9 black jerseys converged on him, he said, you know what, I'll just go ahead and go down. I picked up a yard and a half on what looked like might be about a 5-yard loss.
I thought he just got dizzy. He just fell over. 2nd down and 8. 2 receivers split to the left, 1 to the right. Going in motion there was Fritz. And we got a flag down.
We're going to get the right tackle.
Prior to snap. Full start. Offense number 56. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Look at this Desert Vista offensive line. Weigel, 275 pounds. Lonsky of the right guard, 255. You see the penalty yards there. Dodd, the center, 260. LeBlanc, 253 at left guard. And R.J. Jones, 250 pounds at left tackle.
So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 13. Navarro dumps it off the screen, so Delgado has some blockers inside the 10. Armando Delgado
takes such a good job of acting by that offensive line. Mountain Pointe brings a blitz. That's when you want to run those screens. And tremendous job by Navarro just dropping it in over those on-rushing defensive linemen. And let Delgado go get some yards.
Yeah, Coach Hines said Delgado, he's like a wrecking ball out there. Physical, fiery, tough. Nice game there. Brings up 3rd and 2. Handoff. Humphrey. Touchdown. Desert Vista. Colby Humphrey. The 9-yard touchdown run. And Desert Vista is on the board.
This time they decide to run the power to the left. We come right into your living room. Nice job up front. You see the gap open up, and tremendous vision and explosion from Colby Humphrey.
For Humphrey, that is his 2nd touchdown on the season. Not a better one to get here in the Ahwatukee Bowl. Matt Lewis on now for the extra point. And it is good. So it's 7:11 remaining here in the first half. We are tied at 7. Colby Humphrey scores from 9 yards out. It's time to take a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. Your cup, your rules. Colby?
Tonight's Game Time starting lineups are brought to you by Arizona Automotive Institute. Turn your dreams into reality with career training from AAI. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time.
Hey Arizona, Circle K is home of the 89-cent any-size Polar Pop Foam Cup. Fill up the cup that stays cold longer with your favorite flavor and enjoy all day long. You can get any size Polar Pop Foam Cup for just 89 cents every day. That's right, any size Polar Pop Foam Cup for just 89 cents. Head to Circle K now and get a Polar Pop Cup and so much more. Only at Circle K.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Welcome back to the Ahwatukee Bowl at Mountain Pointe High School. We are tied at 7 after the Colby Humphrey 9-yard touchdown run.
Well, we've seen them run power to the right this time. Desert Vista comes back with power to the left.
Well, the biggest stars on four wheels return to the Valley for adrenaline-charged family entertainment. Get your tickets today for Monster Jam crashing into State Farm Stadium on October 6th. Get your tickets now at monsterjam.com. Let's take another look at that touchdown run by Humphrey.
You're going to see right here, you're going to watch the pull, you're going to watch the blocking down here, and then watch this hole open up right there. Michael Lonsky is going to pull, looking for somebody to block, does a nice job finding Jordan Schwartz, stopping him from making the tackle, and a very nice hole by that Desert Vista offensive line. Now, both teams each have a turnover, and both teams have scored a touchdown off of those turnovers.
Matt Lewis set to kick it away for Desert Vista. Tied at 7. And how about that? Looked like the ball might have been going out of bounds. Eli Sanders slips and falls. He's got his feet out of bounds as he's able to corral the ball. So it's going to be tough sledding here for that Pride offense.
Well, two things. If it would have went out of bounds, it's a penalty. And when in the end zone, they get the ball on the 20-yard line. You can see both feet just slip out from under the sophomore running back.
Tough break there for Sanders, and tough field position here for the Pride offense. They're going to be starting, looks like at their own 1-yard line. Wallerstedt's going to go shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Wallerstedt going to go deep to the left side. Colby Humphrey comes up, it looks like with the interception. Battling for the ball along with Davis. And it's going to be Humphrey. How about that? Scores the touchdown on the previous possession. Comes up with the interception here.
All the fans love those gutsy calls offensively. A go route from your 1-yard line. Pretty well thrown ball. Good protection up front, but just tremendous coverage downfield by Humphrey, the junior, running stride for stride with Dominique Davis.
How about some celebration over there, Mr. Humphrey? So Colby Humphrey getting it done offensively and defensively here tonight for the Thunder. Coming up with their second straight turnover by that Desert Vista defense. And they now have the ball at the Mountain Pointe 40-yard line. Big momentum shift here. Leaning towards the Thunder. And there's going to be movement on the offensive line for Desert Vista.
Prior to snap, false start, offense number 56. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Looked like there was a lot of confusion with Desert Vista there on that play, and then obviously the snap count. See Eddie Weigel, second time that he's moved before the ball was snapped. But one thing I'm a little disappointed in is I don't mind the skill guys having the wristbands on and things like that, but offensive linemen, we always took pride in not having wristbands on. Desert Vista's linemen do have wristbands on. We're smarter than that.
You didn't need the extra knowledge plastered all over yourself to know the plays?
No, and plus it kind of weighs you down.
Prior to the snap, we have a timeout, Mountain Pointe. Their first timeout of the half.
So Rich Relbach wanted to talk it over along with his defensive coordinator, Conrad Hamilton. You might recognize the name. Former head coach and defensive coordinator at Chaparral. Was also at North Canyon and also spent some time at ASU. He's joined Rich Relbach's staff here at Mountain Pointe. Well, the high school and college football fans, be sure to check out YurView's recruiting podcast called Over the Middle. Over the Middle is hosted by recruiting guru Jeremy Crabtree. Each week, Jeremy will take you inside the huddle, interviewing players, coaches, and industry insiders in and around college football. All that and more each week on the Over the Middle podcast. You can check that out at yourview.com. So coming out of the timeout, first down and 15. The ball at the Mountain Pointe 45-yard line. And the handoff to the freshman, Devin Grubbs. 5'10", 175 pounds.
And you see the wristbands there on Grubbs. You understand that. He's a freshman, but Michael Lonsky. Look at them looking at that. Come on, guys. I know they signal in a number, and there's a number corresponding to their wristband. It's kind of like linemen don't wear sleeves in cold weather. We don't wear wristbands either.
You certainly have a lot of rules that linemen should be doing. Delgado fights off the tackle. Boy, Delgado showing that toughness and showing some of that balance and leverage he's got from wrestling. Able to stay on his feet and pick up a few more.
Really tough to get on the ground with one tackler. You do everything you can. You see Rossai Shank coming over. He has 44 tackles on the season. Armando continues to chug forward.
You see Armando's numbers here tonight. Humphrey takes the handoff on 3rd and 5. And he's going to be brought down short of the first down, bring up 4th down.
Well, we've seen Delgado catch the ball. We've seen him run after the catch. We've seen him block. We've seen him play defense. See Humphrey right there. Going to bring up 4th down in that kind of awkward position on the field. Do you go for it? You really don't want to punt it too far for a field goal.
So let's see what Desert Vista offensive coordinator Sean Marin is able to dial up here. 4th and 4 from the Mountain Pointe 30 board. It's going to be a pitch to Humphrey. Gets to the outside. First down, Desert Vista. What a big 4th down call for the Thunder.
Well, what was interesting, Desert Vista, they take 3 guys. They were over here. They move them over here, but there's really not an adjustment by this Mountain Pointe defense, and so you have the edge immediately. When you have the speed here that Humphrey has, easy to pick up that first down.
Just under 5.5 minutes remaining. Desert Vista keeping the drive alive. This time they're working the left side with Humphrey. And he has been an absolute workhorse here in the first half.
Done a really nice job. I also like the way, the right guard, Michael Lonsky, pulls and leads the way. You can tell Humphrey has confidence in that offensive line and just continuing to power ahead and more success running left inside than right inside.
14 carries already here in the first half for Humphrey. He takes a breather. Devin Grubbs now with the carry. Not much room there.
Well, these Mountain Pointe defenders are pretty good, and see that you're trying to pound the ball inside, but watch over here and really over here. There is nobody blocking the Mountain Pointe defender, and that makes it kind of easy to come in and make the tackle, especially when you're as physical as this Pride defense is.
Thor Canales in on the tackle. Navarro completes it to Delgado, bounces off the defender, working the right sideline, goes for the touchdown. Did he get it? They're going to say he stepped out of bounds. But still, Armando Delgado
almost intercepted. Just a little out route by Delgado. Watch a Mountain Pointe defender reach out. Almost knocked the ball down. Almost drops the ball. Continues to hammer forward. That ball almost comes loose on the hit by Jatu Gibson.
First and goal from the 3 after a 21-yard pickup. And it's Delgado again with the direct snap.
What stinks there is the fact that Mountain Pointe trying to get the right personnel out on the football field. A lot of times, though, when you're running on late, that messes up your offensive line because they don't know who to block.
And Armando Delgado is down right now for Desert Vista. And now he's back up.
He probably said, hey, looks like he might have got a little stinger or the wind knocked out of him. Playing one heck of a first half.
Delgado getting some interest from Army for football and from Stanford for wrestling. Impressive young man. He's got 5 catches for 40 yards on the night. Second and goal from the 1. Humphrey, handoff. Great job there by Isaiah Anderson, number 55. Shoots in there and makes the stop.
We talked about him as 285 pounds. Just look at the penetration of those dark jerseys fighting through the block. And number 62, Adin Dodd, the 260-pound junior.
So that's going to bring up third and goal from the 2, the 10th play of a 4-minute drive for Desert Vista. See if they can cap it off with a touchdown. Delgado leaning for the goal line, but it looks like they're going to mark him just short. So that will bring up 4th and goal from inside the 1. What do you do?
Oh, I think that you're going to go ahead and hand the ball off again, and you say, Delgado, go get this half of a yard offensive line, make sure there's no penetration.
And Desert Vista going with the hurry up. Delgado takes the handoff, fights off a couple of defenders, and finds the end zone. Dale called it. Delgado from the 1-yard line.
Well, I don't think Delgado was going to be denied. He said, hey, I've almost scored 3 times on this drive. Let me finish this thing off. Little penetration by that Mountain Pointe defense. Gets hit behind the line of scrimmage by Kenny Lofton, the 220-pound senior, but able to lower those shoulders and continue to drive his legs and get in the end zone.
Matt Lewis now on for the extra point. And it is good. So Armando Delgado with the 1-yard touchdown run. Delgado, 6'1", 220 pounds. And as Coach Hines said, he's a wrecking ball. Take a look at the scoring drive. 11 plays, 40 yards, 4.5 minutes off the clock.
He just has that look on his face like he just likes to hit people. Talked about that determination, and you're going to be a 2-time state champion in Greco-Roman wrestling. I don't know if there's anything that you have to work harder at than wrestling, and obviously teaches you all the disciplines plus the balance and determination.
He's also great in the classroom, 4.0 GPA, and he was the Desert Vista's Junior Scholar Athlete of the Year last year. So he gets it done in the classroom.
Enough already, Armando.
Yeah, he doesn't know when to stop.
Leave something for somebody else.
So the Desert Vista Thunder came up with a couple of turnovers. punched them in for touchdowns. They lead 14-7 with 2.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Chris Harris here along with Dale Hellstray. So glad you could join us for the Ahwatukee Bowl on YurView Arizona. Big return. Eli Sanders off to the races, and he is gone. The super sophomore Eli Sanders returns the kick for a touchdown.
Well, I think there's a reason we're seeing Mountain Pointe kicking the ball off short. We've got dynamic playmakers like Eli Sanders. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, he's only a sophomore, 6 foot, 175 pounds, good blocking up front. Nobody even lays a hand on him. And then it looks like he's at the state track championship.
Nick Wallerstedt, the quarterback from Mountain Pointe, yeah, he likes it. Eli Sanders with a 90-yard return for the touchdown. And you mentioned Sanders' speed. He led off the 4x100-meter relay team this past spring at the state meet, which they won. And he ran the leadoff leg as a freshman. Extra point is good, and we are tied at 14.
The one thing you have to remember now, this Mountain Pointe defense, I know it's cooled off a little bit this week, and tonight, kind of a temperate night, especially for here in Arizona, but that Mountain Pointe defense has been out on the field for a lot of plays this first half.
You mentioned the weather. It's 80 degrees here tonight. Finally got some of that fall football weather. Take a look now at the 6A Central Region standings, and got Queen Creek on top with that 2-0 record and a slew of teams at 1-1, including Desert Vista and Mountain Pointe.
Should be a fun last 4 weeks of the season.
Now remember, Mountain Pointe beat Highland last week and handed Highland their first loss of the year. Desert Vista head coach Dan Hines. His team's tied at 14 here. Just over 2 minutes remaining. Another short kick here. Ball is fumbled. And finally recovered there by Teron Thomas, the sophomore.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Desert Vista kicking off like that in the second half.
I think they might have learned their lesson there with Mr. Sanders on that last kick return.
Well, you know, you watch film and you're like, okay, he's made some plays and you're good, but you know what? We're a good cover team. We're going to kick and cover, and we think we can do this. And then you find out, you know what? He's pretty darn good.
He kind of ran away from everybody, like right down the middle of the field. He certainly showed off that track speed. Desert Vista is going to start from their own 18-yard line. Just over 2 minutes remaining. And the ball is tipped and almost intercepted. It was Hodge with the tip and almost able to haul it in. Looked like it might have either Wade or Harrison. Couldn't tell.
That's 2 times Hodge. Nice ball skills. He's going to watch the film of that. So I could have added myself 2 interceptions. They'd have been tremendous interceptions, but just what a great knack for being around the football. And remember, he's only a junior.
And he's 6'2", 225. Showing some great athleticism. Also plays basketball here at Mountain Pointe. And last year, the Pride made it to the state championship game before they lost to Pinnacle. We're going to have Pinnacle on next week when they take on Liberty. And we'll get a chance to see Spencer Rattler, top quarterback in the country. I think it'll be next week right here in YurView, Arizona.
Well, that was another screen pass setup, but Anthony Dedrick, 6'4", 230 pounds, jumps up and knocks the ball down. And Desert Vista, another incomplete pass. They're going to punt the ball right back to this Mountain Pointe offense with 2 minutes left in the half.
So second down and 15 for Desert Vista. Looks like we're going to have a timeout here by the Thunder.
Time.
Dan Hines wants to talk things over. We mentioned Rich Welbrock, his first year here at Mountain Pointe, taking over for Norris Vaughn. You look at the 9-year stretch that Coach Vaughn here, and it was impressive.
He came in that first year, and school didn't have a team, I should say, didn't have a whole lot of discipline. A lot of guys did not play football that year. He instituted his way of doing things, and it was Norris's way or the highway. And boy, oh boy, has he turned this program into a juggernaut.
Norris Vaughn certainly had a successful run. Here's a look at Rich Welbrock. First year. It's now check in with Carl Kiefer, for whom the stadium is named after. He was the Mountain Pointe head coach when it started up the program in 1991 through 2005. And remember, started the program at McClintock as well and turned that into a powerhouse. Won 3 state titles with the Chargers, and he is an icon here in Arizona. Finished his career with 308 wins, which at the time was the most in Arizona high school state history. Taking a shot deep down the field. Coming up to make the play defensively and knock it away is Pleasant Johnson.
Boy, oh boy, those good cornerbacks can certainly keep you on the edge of your seat. It looked like Pleasant Johnson was 3 or 4 steps behind. Good pass protection, steps into the pocket and lets it go. Looked like there for a minute that Irvin had a chance running away from it, but very calm, cool, and collected. Pleasant Johnson reaches that right hand out and knocks the ball away.
And you can see why all the colleges are coming after Pleasant Johnson. Florida, Colorado, Utah included. And how about that? Set up the screen coming back. Nowhere to go, though. Great job defensively by Mountain Pointe staying home, but we do have a penalty on the play.
And it was a late flag.
Good look there at Miles LeBlanc, also part of the track and field team at Desert Vista, does the shot put in discus.
Okay. If illegal touching on the... That penalty is declined. Result of the play is 4th down.
Trying to set up that throwback screen and had blockers out in front. Ball hits one of the linemen who are ineligible.
And we've got a timeout now by Mountain Pointe.
Now you got a minute 43. You're going to still have 1 timeout left. Remember, in high school football, clock stops on first downs when you go out of bounds. Plenty of time. I think the only thing that the coaching staff needs to figure out, you're going to come after this punt and try and block it, or you're going to set up a return.
They should have excellent field position coming out of this. Let's now take a look at some of the Mountain Pointe notable players on the college radars. We talked about Pleasant Johnson and Wallerstedt, committed to ASU for baseball, but there were some other top guys here with Dedrick, Washington, and McKinney as well.
You look at some of the frames on these kids. You know, Anthony Dedrick, we talked about him, 6'4", 230 pounds. Be surprised if by the end of the year he doesn't have bigger colleges interested in him.
Another guy I like is Jakim McKinney, too, the running back. He's not big of stature. 5'8", 170, but he certainly runs hard. Gained over 1,300 yards last year. Now's while splitting time with Gary Bragg, who's now playing up in Colorado Pueblo. 4th and 15, Ostendorf punting from his own end zone. It's going to be a short punt. Gets a good bounce, though. The Mountain Pointe's going to have excellent field position with a minute and a half left here in the first half. Mountain Pointe cheerleaders see if they can get their offense here to get some more points on the board before the half ends.
Pretty evenly running the football, both teams. Desert Vista with 64 yards, Mountain Pointe with 67.
So Nick Wallerstedt's got a minute and a half remaining here. They got the ball at the Desert Vista 44-yard line. Wallerstedt finds his receiver making the catch, Dominique Davis.
Well, we talked about Davis and over 23 yards per catch. Always has that deep threat.
2nd down and 1. The clock continues to run. 1:10 remaining. Wallerstedt has time, fires, looking for his receiver. And it was Davis again. Not able to connect. Clock stops. 1:05 remaining. Yeah, talking about Davis, he watches a lot of film. Doesn't matter which level. High school receivers, college, NFL. And his favorite guy to keep an eye on is DeAndre Hopkins of the Texans. 3rd down and 1. Wallerstedt, he's going to keep it. Wallerstedt has the 1st down and more for Mountain Pointe, getting himself out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. And we've got 3 flags down.
Yeah, it's one of those penalties that you really didn't have to do. Holding's going to be against Mountain Pointe. You love when your wide receivers are blocking downfield, but some of those blocks, especially in this situation, didn't need to be thrown.
So that's going to negate the big run there by Wallerstedt, picking up the 1st down. Rich Welbrock, obviously not too happy about that. So they say it's still 3rd and 1. And it's going to be the 1st down that's picked up by Eli Sanders.
Remember, the holding call is marked off from where the penalty occurred. I didn't realize it was almost 10 yards down the field.
So it's 3rd and 1 again. Sanders picks up the 1st down. Clock continues to run. Wallerstedt, ball is loose. And it is picked up and recovered by number 71 for Mountain Pointe, Cole Kundary. An alert play there by the right tackle.
Again, just really nice pressure by that Desert Vista defense. Looked like that was Thomas Jackson again in the backfield.
Big first half for Jackson as Mountain Pointe calls the timeout. Ball's sitting at the 41-yard line, 2nd down and 18.
Been nice to have those Desert Vista defensive stats to see what kind of season Thomas Jackson is putting together. Just tell you what, he's putting a whole season into this first half.
Yeah, Jackson, the senior defensive end, 6'1", 240. You mentioned it earlier, lost 50 pounds since last season. And he's looking good out there tonight.
Just wreaking havoc. Some guys just have a nose for the football. See him there reading, sniffing out the screen, able to knock the ball down.
So coming out of the Mountain Pointe timeout. 2nd down and 18. The ball at the Desert Vista 41. 38 seconds remain. Wallerstedt play action pass down the right sideline, looking for his receiver, just over the outstretched hands of Jathan Washington.
Washington running a go route, good protection up front by that offensive line for Mountain Pointe. Brings up 3rd down.
So 3rd and 18. Ben Abercrombie, the kicker for Mountain Pointe, his range is about 45 yards. Wallerstedt gets flushed out of the pocket, looks down the field, has his receiver. Making the catch and getting out of bounds is Davis. So it's going to be short of a first down. It's going to bring up fourth down.
Buying some extra time, late pressure up the middle. You got to love the athleticism of Nick Wallerstedt. Eyes downfield the entire time. Able to find his trusted receiver, Dominique Davis.
So fourth down and 2 from the 25. Wallerstedt finds Davis again. First down, Mountain Pointe. Clock stops with 16 seconds left to move the chains.
And do you clock the ball? Do you run a play?
They've got time. And they do clock it. 2 seconds come off the clock. There's 14 seconds remain. Rich Welbrock and his offensive coordinator, Ross Crow.
Well, you have to be careful here. You got to you probably have 2-3 shots at the end zone. You got to make sure you at least get a first down or get out of bounds. Ball completed in field of play and not a first down. This clock might run out on you.
So Mountain Pointe, no timeouts remaining. Wallerstedt's going to need to get out of bounds. And he does, barely. Otherwise, that clock would have run out. So a heads-up play there by the senior quarterback to get himself out of bounds with 5 seconds remaining.
You're going to kick the field goal? You're going to go for it?
5 seconds is not a whole lot of time to run a play.
Well, it's going to be in the end zone, and you're going for the touchdown.
So it looks like you're going to keep the offense out there. The ball is set at the 10-yard line. 3rd and 1. Well, Wallerstedt's going to have to get rid of it. Finally does. Gets brought down inbounds. And that will bring a close to the first half. Big play there defensively by Desert Vista to get the stop. And we are tied at 14. So a big stop there by the Thunder. So an excellent first half here in the Ahwatukee Bowl. It's what you expect and what you hope for.
No,
it's highly contested first half.
It's what we hope for. Competitive, overcoming mistakes.
And we are now joined by Mountain Pointe head coach Rich Welbrock. Coach, your thoughts there and what you had there in the first half?
Too many mistakes. We got to take care of some things at halftime, make some adjustments, and make sure we're ready to go second half.
Coach, thinking on that last play, 5 seconds left, just your thoughts.
My thoughts were that we could get the ball in the end zone. We thought we had the play. It didn't work, so here we are, 14-14 at half. We get the ball, start second half.
Appreciate the time, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
All right, thanks so much.
Mountain Pointe head coach Rich Welbrock. His Mountain Pointe Pride tied with Desert Vista here at the half at 14 apiece. When we come back, halftime highlights and stats. You're watching Game Time on YurView Arizona. It's the Ahwatukee Bowl. We're tied at 14. We'll be right back.
Halftime on YurView is sponsored by Arizona Automotive Institute. Turn your dreams into reality with career training from AAI. By Circle K. It's time for a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. Your cup, your rules. And by Valle Luna, proud supporter of scholar athletes in Arizona. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time.
Hi, I'm Ashley Kaminsky, a buyer at American Furniture Warehouse, and we're talking about small space bedrooms. This small space bedroom is not only warm and inviting, but has great use of mixed media and multifunctional furniture pieces. In a small space, you want your furniture to do double duty. This bed with the storage and the footboard is a perfect place to keep your extra sheets and blankets. A bookshelf is another great option because it takes up vertical space in the room. In a small space, you want to think about visually light furniture. This desk with the metal legs doesn't feel heavy in the room, and it also coordinates with the other furniture pieces. Just because you have a small space bedroom doesn't mean you need to skimp on style. This bedroom combines different furniture pieces to create a fresh, curated look.
Drone Racing League pilot Wild Willie is testing his skills on the scariest course imaginable. His mom's house. Fortunately, he's using panoramic Wi-Fi from Cox, because even a 1-second delay could mean trouble for everyone. Wall-to-wall fast panoramic Wi-Fi from Cox. Wi-Fi at the speed of flight.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
It is halftime here in the Ahwatukee Bowl at Mountain Pointe High School. Desert Vista and the Pride tied at 14. Let's now send it down to the field and listen in to the Mountain Pointe Marching Band. The sights and sounds of the Mountain Pointe Marching Band. We're going to step aside for a quick break. We'll be back. Halftime here in the Ahwatukee Bowl, Desert Vista and Mountain Pointe. We'll be right back.
Coming back to school is a big decision, but at AAI, we're with you every step of the way.
We offer career-focused education, and we work with you from the day you enroll through graduation
to help you reach the ultimate goal of moving into the career you deserve.
Don't be afraid to try something new, to try something different. You will set an example for your family, for your children. It's never too late to start a new career.
Check us out at aai.edu.
Or call now and come visit our campus.
See it, hear it, feel it. Monster Jam. Where the only thing bigger than the trucks is the air they catch. See Gravedigger, Max D, Son of a Digger, and more of your favorite Monster Jam trucks. Presented by official partners America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses and BKT Tires. Tickets start at $15. Restrictions may apply. University of Phoenix Stadium, October 6th.
Jeanette, you know how during our date, we couldn't remember the name of that show we both liked. We're Cox customers. We can find it on Contour. Last 9 viewed. My grandkids are here. Home improvement shows. More like this. We liked House Hunters. That's the name of it.
Grandpa, you have a girlfriend?
We're not using labels.
That's a yes.
Watch more, search less, because you're a Cox customer. Cox.com/learn.
Music, the food, y más. Join hosts J.R. Cardenas and Vanessa Ramirez for a Southwest adventure on Subida.
It's July and it's hot.
Like really hot. But we got a plan.
Operation Big Chill. We're planning our escape on the next
Subida.
Watch Subida every Sunday and Wednesday only on YurView and YurView.com. Watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Let's now take a look at the Arizona Automotive Institute Games of the Week. Turn your dreams into reality with career training from AAI. Centennial at Sunny Slope. Coyotes looking to stay undefeated against a red-hot Sunny Slope team. Notre Dame at Horizon. Notre Dame has won 22 straight regular season games. They travel Horizon. The Huskies have been on a roll as of late. Red Mountain at Mountain View. Slow start for the Toros, but they're back on track. They'll be put to the test in the Brown Road rivalry. How about Cactus at Desert Edge? Game on the west side there. Cactus' toughest game since losing to South Pointe. Desert Edge, tough season group. Hamilton at Basha. Basha has had 2 weeks to get ready for this big game. Hamilton, they're trying to hang on to their playoff lives in the 6A ranks. And Thunderbird at Greenway. 2 of the better passing QBs face off in this great neighborhood rivalry. Expect a lot of points in that game. We're at the half here in the Ahwatukee Bowl. Desert Vista and Mountain Pointe tied at 14. We'll have highlights and stats when we come back.
Save the dates, October 18th through the 20th. Phoenix Fashion Week, the leading fashion event of the Southwest, showcasing 3 nights of global designer runway shows from Talking Stick Resort in Arizona. Can't make the live shows? Live stream over 25 different fashion shows. Go to phoenixfashionweek.cleeng.com. $9.99 per night, or watch all 3 for just $24.99. Get involved. Vote for the nation's top emerging designers, models of the year, and more. Phoenix Fashion Week, live and online, October 18th, 19th, and 20th.
Sardella's Pizza and Wings. Only Sardella's makes my favorite things.
Football fans, experience the authentic Italian difference at Sardella's all season. Score big with Sardella's new specials. Large one-topping pizza and 24 succulent wings for just $26.99. Or grab one of our family pastas to feed the whole team, starting at only $19.99. A family tradition for over 30 years. Sardella's. Dine in, carry out, or delivery. Order now at sardellaspizza.com.
Personal service? Well, now there's a way to get the job done right. Hi, my name is Jane Manzuras, TV personality, and I want to share with you a hidden gem that will help you get things done at home quickly, accurately, and professionally by the right companies through My Guy Referrals. My Guy is a family-owned referral company that you can really trust. So why is My Guy different? first to become part of My Guy Referrals. All of My Guy Referral companies have passed a stringent 8-step process, making them the best of the best in their field. They have all different types of companies, from auto mechanics to roofers, exterminators, financial advisors, and landscapers. My Guy has more than 150 companies with thousands of categories to help you. And My Guy stands behind each and every company. My Guy is award-winning, trustworthy, super easy, and free to use. You can visit their website at myguy.com or call 602-867-5309.
Halftime in the YurView Arizona game of the week. Ahwatukee Bowl tied at 14 between Desert Vista and Mountain Pointe. Now take a look at the first half highlights.
Well, you take a look. Desert Vista obviously turns the ball over here early in the game, and really uncharacteristic of Armando Delgado, but Mountain Pointe running the football. Nick Wallerstadt, tremendous playmaker, both with his arms and his legs.
It's a big special teams play here. You see the punt go off the foot of Pleasant Johnson, and Desert Vista's there for the recovery.
So it's one of those things you got to communicate, get away. And another turnover, big hit by that Desert Vista defense, and look at all the white jerseys around the football. Run power left. You talk about a nice first half. Colby Humphrey finds his way.
Not only offensively, but defensively as well, getting the pick here.
Scores on a run, nice catch, and then Mountain Pointe, tremendous playmaking ability from the fastest guy on their team. And remember, he's only a sophomore. Looks like he's running that first leg of the 100-meter or 400-meter relay.
Eli Sanders showing off those wheels. And then we now take a look at the stats from the first half.
Both defenses pretty stingy. I think these offenses used to moving the ball a little bit easier than they are tonight. Obviously, emotion carried you through a little bit of that first half. We'll see who's the better football team here in the second half.
All right, we'll step aside for another quick break. We'll be right back. Desert Vista and Mountain Pointe, the Ahwatukee Bowl on YurView Arizona.
In the blink of an eye, cities fall, heroes rise. A heartbeat skips as a man slips gravity's grip, and heartbreak leaps from the brink in a blink. Just think of all the games, teams, hopes, and dreams that live and die because greatness lies in the blink of an eye. This is the sports app on Contour from Cox. Cable TV reimagined to get you right to the good stuff.
Colon cancer prevalence is the second most common cause of death and cancer-related deaths in USA. The signs and symptoms are change in bowel habits, getting more constipation or diarrhea, or blood in the stools, or rectal bleeding, abdominal pain, unexplained weight loss, as well as change in the caliber of the stools. Screening is a way to find early cancer or any polyps. So right now the current recommendation are that an average risk person should start screening at age 50 and repeat every 10 years. In the African American population, we recommend starting screening at age 45 because they are high risk. Don't postpone it because it does save lives.
Now Contour from Cox gets you right to the strange stuff.
Something's coming. Something hungry for blood.
Noble stuff.
The crown must always win.
Show me something dramatic.
And orange stuff. Along with the best stuff on cable. Because Netflix is now on Contour.
How awesome is this place?
Just say it.
Black Mirror.
And get right to the fierce, funny, bold, and bingy stuff. Watch it all on Contour. Just say Netflix to get started.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Welcome back, everybody. YurView Arizona game of the week, the Ahwatukee Bowl. Desert Vista and Mountain Pointe tied at 14 as we're getting ready to start the second half. We talked about Mountain Pointe doing the blackout, and Desert Vista looked like they're going with the whiteout over in the student section. Good look right there at the Mountain Pointe blackout, and part of that crew, Piper Manross, the senior volleyball player.
Gotta love the crowds here for a game like this. The only complaint is trying to get to the bathroom at halftime. Basically got to just lower your head and run through people.
You had time to spare. At least you get a chance to go. I'm up here the whole time holding down the fort. Let's now take a look at Colby Humphrey in the first half he had offensively and defensively. Very impressive.
Desert Vista came out being able to run the ball between the tackles. A couple nice formations that put Mountain Pointe's defense in bad positions. You see the touchdown run here. Great blocking up front by that defensive line, and then defensively not only able to run stride for stride, but able to come up with the football.
Desert Vista's team coming out onto the field finally. They were in that locker room for quite some time. What do you think the message would have been there for Coach Dan Hines?
I don't know. You're sitting here, you're 14 and 14. I don't know how many people gave them a shot to win this football game. I think there's things they can do a little bit better, and I think that they're kind of excited if you're this Desert Vista coaching staff.
Let's now take a look at the 6A PowerPoint rankings, and no surprise, Chandler Wolves on top. But how about number 2 and 3, Dale? Liberty and Pinnacle. We have that game next week right here on YurView Arizona. Chance to see Pinnacle quarterback Spencer Rattler, the top-ranked quarterback in the country.
Got to see a lot of quarterbacks this year, and those are Spencer Rattler. Excited to see him play.
Take a look at the rest of the teams all the way through 20.
We're now a 3-minute warm-up.
Yeah, and we're now waiting for Desert Vista head coach Dan Hines, and Coach Hines is finally able to join us. And Coach, tied at 14. What are you looking for your team here in the second half? Obviously having some audio issues. All right, here we go. We finally got you there, Coach.
Okay, got it.
Yep. Tied at 14. What are you looking for your team here in the second half to try to pull this one out?
Yeah, we need to move the ball on the ground, and once we get our run game going, that's going to open everything up for us. Defensively, we need to contain this quarterback and just keep playing hard.
Appreciate the time, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Desert Vista head coach Dan Hines. Appreciate the time.
Want to continue to play hard. Obviously, can't allow kickoff returns, those things. You just get control of the game a little bit, and bam, Mountain Pointe runs a kickoff back on you. And it's a room for improvement from both teams. And I think both teams probably coming out of the locker room saying, this is a ball game we should win.
We talked about needing to contain Mountain Pointe's running game, and how about the quarterback, Nick Wallerstedt, being able to tuck it and go.
That offensive line doing a nice job. Power, obviously important to both these teams, whether it's handing off to the running back or, in this case, the quarterback, Wallerstedt. You can see that quickness, nose for the end zone.
And this one, they took a shot down the field. They were pinned back at their own 1-yard line, just trying to get some field position, and threw it deep, and it was Colby Humphrey, Desert Vista, to get the pick. But if Mountain Pointe has some success here in the second half, they're going to need Wallerstedt to step up and make some plays.
Again, both these teams came into the game wanting to run the football. Desert Vista averaging almost 260 yards running the ball per game coming into this game, so you know that they've got to do that. Last week against Highland, Mountain Pointe ran for over 300 yards.
And Mountain Pointe now will receive the kickoff to start the second half. Let's see if they kick it to Eli Sanders or if they choose otherwise. And they choose otherwise and kick it out of bounds, but it was in the direction of Jathan Washington and away from Eli Sanders. Return kick for a touchdown in the first half.
Yeah, not super excited if you're Coach Hines and his coaching staff, but you'd much rather the ball go there and not into your end zone.
Then 90 yards the other way. So the Mountain Pointe offense will take the field. They'll start from their own 35-yard line. Yeah, you mentioned how the Pride went for over 300 yards rushing last week against Highland. They averaged 235 on the ground. And tonight, Nick Wallerstedt, 77 yards rushing the ball, the quarterback. Sanders takes the handoff. And he gets brought down by Garrett Carlock.
And I think both these defenses taking a lot of pride in how physical that they're playing tonight. We continue to talk about some of these guys that are making plays all over the football field.
Pickup of 3 brings up 2nd down and 7. Wallerstedt play action, flushed out of the pocket. Room to run. Finally steps out of bounds. Nick Wallerstedt showing some of that athleticism and speed.
Well, one of the names that we haven't really called out a whole lot today, but watch the nose tackle here. That's Brett Johnson. Watch him just get leverage on the center. That's number 72, Alex Vogel, and just take him right into the lap of Nick Wallerstedt. Wallerstedt athletic enough to get outside and pick up some positive yards, and now Desert Vista going to give Mountain Pointe a free first down.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, defense, number 55. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Well, Dale, you mentioned Brett Johnson. Well, part of the summer training for Johnson and the offensive line is to push this Hummer up hills.
Well, I saw your note, and I thought it was one of those little toy Hummers.
Oh, no. This is the real deal.
Is there an engine in there and everything?
Yeah, it's fully loaded, man.
I think it run me over going backwards.
Fully loaded. Pretty impressive. Wallerstedt rolls out. Catch is made on the sidelines. Beautiful grab by Amen Williams.
Really impressed with how Wallerstedt can get outside the pocket. Look at those eyes downfield, the accuracy here, and just love it. Now, obviously, somebody between Washington and Williams was in the wrong area, because you don't ever design pass plays to have 2 receivers about 15 yards down the field within a half a yard of each other.
Either way, a 15-yard pickup by Williams. And we got more whistles before the snap.
Snap, encroachment, defense, number 55. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Well, that's the 2nd time in this drive.
Well, a lot of times you expect things like that the first drive of the game, a game like this with all the emotion, as you play at a half now, you come out, you think that your nerves are settled down as Desert Vista now goes back into that 3-man front.
Handoff to Sanders. And you notice Sanders starting a tailback here in the 2nd half. The starting running back, Jakim McKinney, we saw him during the first half getting worked on by the training table. Don't see him out here yet in the 2nd half.
And again, you look at McKinney, it's 768 yards and 10 touchdowns.
So that would be a big loss for Mountain Pointe if McKinney is not able to return here in the 2nd half. And Sanders again with the carry, the sophomore.
You've got a lot of people coming up. You're going to, again, odd man front. Watch this come up here. Trying to pull around. Penetration again by Thomas Jackson. Just wreaking havoc on this Mountain Pointe offensive line.
So Jackson's just picking up where he left off in the first half, and there's a good look right there at McKinney. 768 yards in the season coming into tonight. Wallerstedt makes the smart play and just gets rid of it. But it's going to bring out 4th down and 5 for the Pride.
Delayed blitz by Desert Vista. Protection originally pretty good. Bring an extra guy. Wallerstedt has to get out of the pocket. Running to his left. You always like to force a right-handed quarterback to his left. Much more difficult to throw the football across your body, and now brings up 4th down.
And the Pride looks like they're going to go for it. The ball is at the Desert Vista 34-yard line. Wallerstedt goes shotgun. Great pressure by Desert Vista, and they get the stop. Boy, that defensive front, and again, making a big play this time. It's number 53, Sebastian Mingott.
Mingott, he's 6'2", 275 pounds. I want you to watch all this stuff happening over on this side of the football. Little slant inside, keeps going. Just barely got that ball going forward. A lot of people thought that might be a fumble. Good old tuck rule. They are calling intentional grounding.
There it is. There is the call by the officials. There's a look at Mingott making the big play defensively for Desert Vista. Mingott has an offer from Whittier. Also drawn some interest from NAU. So there was intentional grounding. That will move the ball to the Mountain Pointe 48-yard line. That's where this Desert Vista offense will start. Rich Welbrock only getting a taste of water there, but his first taste of the Ahwatukee Bowl rivalry. 10 minutes remain here, 3rd quarter. Handoff Delgado. And rest assured, when Delgado's got the ball, the pile is going to be moving forward.
Well, it is. Sometimes you're almost like, hey, just go down. You got 9 guys on you. But probably gets hit a yard past the line of scrimmage, keeps those legs churning forward and able to pick up almost 5 yards. And I think both these coaches realize the second half we've got to be able to impose our will on the other team and run the football.
Pick up a 5. Humphrey takes the handoff, has room down the middle. And he's going to be knocked down just short of the first down. So we're on 3rd and 1 from the 40.
Tremendous job by this Mountain Pointe defense. Very physical when they arrive at the football. We talked about the speed on the perimeter, but they can play very, very physical inside too.
Call it 3rd down and 2. Delgado up the middle, 1st down and more. Armando Delgado. Look at him go. Inside the 5-yard line. Delgado, 6'1", 220. We saw the strength, and now we see the speed, a pickup of 38.
Well, you can see him right here. And again, you're selling out to try and stop it from gaining a yard. You missed that original tackle. Great job by the right guard, Lonsky. Stepping outside, then getting back up to the linebacker, and then look at the burst from Armando Delgado.
And after that burst, he's going to need a little breather. Taking a knee there on the sidelines.
And remember, he also plays defense.
1st and goal from the 2. Humphrey takes the handoff, right side, touchdown, Desert Vista. Colby Humphrey with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
Just coming off mano a mano, you see number 55, Thomas Jackson, playing the game of his life on the defensive line. They run at him. He's lined up as a tight end on offense. gets movement at the point of attack.
Matt Lewis now for the extra point. And for Desert Vista, this is their first lead of the night. And it is 21-14. And with 8:08 remaining here in the third quarter, Colby Humphrey, right side, touchdown, 21-14 Thunder. It's time to take a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. Your cup, your rules. You're watching Game Time on YurView, Arizona.
Hey Arizona, Circle K is home of the 89-cent any-size Polar Pop Foam Cup. Fill up the cup that stays cold longer with your favorite flavor and enjoy all day long. You can get any size Polar Pop Foam Cup for just 89 cents every day. That's right, any size Polar Pop Foam Cup for just 89 cents. Head to Circle K now and get a Polar Pop Cup and so much more. Only at Circle K.
Your public lands are a common place of recreation for many Arizonans. Unfortunately, these sites are sometimes taken for granted by those who use them. Being a responsible public land steward enables us all to enjoy the beauty that the outdoors brings. You shoot it, you own it, you pack it out. Don't trash Arizona.
Welcome back, everybody. Colby Humphrey with his second touchdown of the night gives the Thunder the 21-14 lead. 8:08 remaining here in the third quarter. Take a look at the big plays for Desert Vista. Armando Delgado with the big 38-yard run that set up the score.
Remember that was on 3rd and 1. Physical, and then you see the touchdown. We've talked about that physical presence. Thomas Jackson comes in, leads the way, moves his guy into the end zone, and Colby Humphrey runs right behind him, the junior, able to get in the end zone.
How about Delgado? 40 yards receiving, 47 yards on the ground. We knew about his play defensively as a linebacker, but he's had a big night offensively as well. Lewis kicks it away, and he kicks it out of bounds once again. Looks like they've got that strategy figured out here now after Eli Sanders took the kickoff for a touchdown for 90 yards in the first half.
Well, and obviously you're trying to kick that ball between the sideline and the numbers and miss it a little bit, and it's going to go out of bounds. But again, I think if you're Dan Hines and that coaching staff, well, that'll frustrate it a little bit. 35-yard line's a lot better than sending out your extra point block team.
No doubt about it. See the balanced numbers there for tonight on Wallerstedt. Handoff, Sanders, right side, lowers the shoulder. Able to make the tackle, though, is Kaleo Bright, the senior cornerback.
Always interesting when you see teams bounce between the 3-man front and the 4-man front. It changes the blocking rules for the offensive line, and especially when you have a physical presence like Brett Johnson that you can line up over the center.
Johnson is certainly a handful for that Mountain Pointe offensive line. Nice move there by Washington to pick up the first down for Mountain Pointe inside Desert Vista territory.
Just grab at anything you can. Have a chance here. Washington makes the first guy miss. Right here, just almost grab those pants and yank them down.
Washington, he's got some looks from Dartmouth, Western New Mexico, and Ottawa. Scored a 1440 on his SAT. Got some smart guys out here tonight. Some very impressive test scores. Looked like a little miscommunication there in the exchange between Wallerstedt and Sanders, but Sanders able to hang on to it.
Another one of those situations. Didn't even look like Desert Vista was lined up defensively. Johnson ran up to the nose tackle position at the last second, but as an offensive lineman, you want to know who you're blocking. And when the defense doesn't know where they're lining up, it's really difficult to know who you're blocking.
Doesn't make it any easier, huh? 2nd down and 12. Wallerstedt has his receiver making the catch. Number 22, Jarek Dixon. Senior tight end, one of the captains. Coach Welbrock calls him the glue of this offense.
10 catches for over 100 yards coming into the game. What a nice target he is at 6 foot 4 inches tall. And what a nice answer to Desert Vista's scoring drive by this Mountain Pointe offense.
Now they're trying to get the chains figured out, as they did give Dixon the first down. So Mountain Pointe with the ball at the Desert Vista 37-yard line. Just under 6.5 minutes remaining here, 3rd quarter. Handoff up the middle. Sanders again, but in on the tackle for the Thunder. Number 53, Sebastian Mingot. Mingot, 6'2", 275.
He got, as you mentioned earlier in the game, moved here from Puerto Rico. Has just a ton of potential as he's learning the football game, but with that frame, that quickness, and that ability to get to the football, got a bright future.
Wallerstedt, incomplete. Yeah, Coach Hines talking about Mingot. He said if there's a college that gives him a chance, he's able to work with him, he's got a pretty high ceiling. As we take a look right there at Tyler Roberts, the senior.
Trying to set up the screen, and Roberts able to knock the ball down, brings up now 3rd down and long.
3rd down and 10. 2 receivers split to the right, 1 to the left. Wallerstedt going to roll to the right, fires, has his receiver, making the catch is Washington. A pickup of 12 and a first down for the Pride.
Really nice awareness by Jathan Washington, knowing where that first down marker was. Look at the tight spiral, thrown on time as Washington catches the ball. Gets his feet down inbounds and picks up the first down. Big first down for the Pride.
And that brings the ball to the Desert Vista 26-yard line. Pair of catches, 22 yards for Washington tonight. On the handoff, not much room. Delgado in on the tackle. Boy, that Desert Vista defensive front is tough to move on.
You have 2, 3, and 4 physical presence like Delgado, Mingot, Johnson, Thomas Jackson.
It's quite a crew. 5 minutes remaining here, 3rd quarter. Wallerstedt gets flushed out of the pocket, back across the middle of the field, and finds his receiver, Amen Williams. And another first down for Mountain Pointe.
It's in the middle of that defense. It's so nice to have a 6'4" receiver amongst 5'11", 6 tall defensive backs. You can pick him out, throw him the football.
How about Williams? 3 catches for 47 yards. Not bad for your backup quarterback. This will be the 10th play of the drive for the Pride. Wallerstedt has his receiver. The catch is made inside the 5-yard line. Dominic Davis once again.
Just great execution, man. You got to have a lot of confidence in your quarterback. You're going to roll him out left. You got Sanders leading the way in case there's penetration. Look at where that ball is thrown, where only Davis can catch the football right on the money.
5 catches on the night, 51 yards. 1st and goal. Mountain Pointe. Wallerstedt's going to keep it. Touchdown, Mountain Pointe. Nick Wallerstedt with his second touchdown of the night.
What a read by Wallerstedt, a good old-fashioned RPO. Trust your quarterback to make the right read, and when he's that athletic and that fast, you see the defensive end crashing down right there. That's Armando Delgado trying to make the tackle and anticipate where the football's going. Wallerstedt keeps the ball, gets in the end zone.
Second touchdown of the night, fourth of the season on the ground for Wallerstedt. Extra point is up and good by Ben Abercrombie, and we are tied once again at 21.
Yeah, you can watch over here. You're reading that end man on the line of scrimmage. If he crashes down, quarterback's going to keep it, read him right there. Very, very easy read. Desert Vista trying to get Garrett Carlock out there to take care of the perimeter.
Look at that scoring drive. 11 plays, 65 yards, 3:46 off the clock. A lot of big third down conversions on that drive.
Well, a really nice answer to Desert Vista's scoring drive. Another sign of a good team.
Beautiful night here at Mountain Pointe High School. Temperatures finally hitting the low 80s. Some more comfortable weather than we've had in the past. Short kick. It's Devin Grubbs, the freshman, working his way to the right side. Finally gets pushed out of bounds. We got a flag on the play.
Looks like it's right in that area where an illegal block. Well, at times that's why the coach just wants you to take it straight up field, and we'll take the field position that we get. Now they're going to be marching back.
During the return, hands to the face, illegal use of the hands. Number 3 on the return team.
Well, Mountain Pointe cornerback LaCarrier Pleasant Johnson, his mother, Jacquel, passed away from kidney cancer a few years ago when LaCarrier was just 11. LaCarrier has a tattoo on his right bicep that reads Jackie 31 and a tattoo on the left bicep that reads Pleasant. Now, Jacquel was the one who led LaCarrier to play football, and he wears number 31 to honor his mother, who passed away when she was just 31 years old. LaCarrier's grandmother stepped up when his mother died and lives with her here. LaCarrier Pleasant Johnson, had a chance to talk to him earlier in the week. A very pleasant young man. And one heck of a football player as well. Handoff to Humphrey. Pickup of a couple.
And again, I think you're happy with that. If you're Sean Morin and Dan Hines from Desert Vista, 3 or 4 yards on first down. Now we can do whatever we want to on second down. Try and run the ball again, short passing games in order, or even take a shot down the field.
2nd and 6. Handoff up the middle. Delgado once again gets brought down by Kenny Lofton, but how about Delgado? Big burst up the middle, first down Thunder.
Again, watch this hole right in here. That offensive line doing a tremendous job blocking down, getting to the second level. You see the left guard, Miles LeBlanc, coming down, getting the linebacker. And let's hope that it's just a minor cramp, because, boy, he's played a whale of a ball game, has Armando Delgado.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier, Dale, finished 3rd in the state in freestyle, 2-time state champ in Greco-Roman wrestling, 2-time national qualifier. So between Delgado, Brett Johnson, who finished second at state last year, Dominic Shepardson, also a wrestler, along with Tyson Grubbs. Talking with Brett Johnson, he's hoping that they'll be taking the state title this year at the wrestling tournament. Let's now take a look at this week's top players of the week. And we open up with Spencer Rattler, the Pinnacle senior quarterback, became the state's all-time leading passer with 10,807 yards when he had 345 in last week's win against O'Connor. How about DeCarlos Brooks, the senior running back at Chandler, 43 carries, 246 yards in their win against Perry, rematch of the 6A state championship game. How about Eddie McClendon? He tied a 6A state record with 8 touchdowns, 7 through the air in a fumble recovery defensively. And Logan Brannon from Bradshaw Mountain ran for over 100 yards, had 16 tackles on defense, going for sack, interception, block punt, and a blocked field goal. Safe to say he filled up the stat box. As that pass goes incomplete.
And lying Colby Humphrey out in the slot, runs a little hitch route. Not sure if he was not expecting the ball. Ball looked like it might have been a little bit high. Faked the run. Ball got on him in a hurry. That's one of those situations, you know, you can pick up 4 or 5 yards if you catch the ball, and if you make somebody miss, it could be a big game.
That was the first pass attempt of the second half for Desert Vista, with 3.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. 2nd and 10. Navarro goes to the air for the second time in the half, and this one falls incomplete. And once again, looking for Humphrey, and in on the coverage, Pleasant Johnson.
Well, Pleasant Johnson, and then over the top, Jordan Schwartz with help. Not sure if that's where I would have gone with the football into double coverage with a playmaker like that, no matter how much confidence I have in my young freshman, or I'm sorry, junior running back turned receiver.
Talking with Coach Welbrock about Pleasant Johnson, he said he's got the DNA to play on Sundays. He's athletic, long, and fast, and he knows how to get his body in position to make plays like we saw right there. 3rd and 10. Blitz up the middle from Mountain Pointe. Great pass by Navarro, though, to hang in the pocket and deliver, but incomplete as he goes through the hands of Irvin. It's going to bring up 4th down and 10.
Really nicely devised blitz by Conrad Hamilton. You're going to see here, but this is what's going to get home. That's Rossai Shank. Watch him come in late, but kudos to Parker Navarro for sitting in there. Threw a great pass, took a shot right to the chops, knew he was going to get hit, was able to stand in there.
In the punt now is Kyle Ostendorf. And Mountain Pointe is just going to let it roll. A 54-yard punt for Ostendorf. Ostendorf is ranked as the number 8 punter in the country for the class of 2019 by 24/7 Sports. Number 1 punter is Highlands Austin Mackey. So we've got some good punters here in the state of Arizona.
Continues to get better and better. Good quarterbacks, good punters, good offensive linemen.
Ostendorf will be heading down to U of A next year as Eli Sanders on the run again. Right sideline finally gets pushed out of bounds by Dominic Shepardson. But a huge run there by Eli Sanders, 38 yards.
So patient at the point of attack. You see here, then when he makes his decision, sticks that right foot in the ground and gets upfield. And remember that Desert Vista defense was just on the field for a long Mountain Pointe drive.
Boy, Sanders showing that electric speed that he has. Again, he ran the leadoff leg of the 4x100 state champion track team this past spring as a freshman. And that team was all football players. Tough snap there for Wallerstedt to handle.
A little bit of a low snap. Do the smart thing, jump on the football. Again, you continue to line up Brett Johnson over the center and try and knock Alex Vogel back. Every once in a while, you take your mind off that snap.
Another pass incomplete, trying to set up the screen for Davis, falls incomplete. Desert Vista was looking to see if that was a lateral.
Yeah, that wasn't close to a lateral, but you know what? You chase the ball down, let the officials make the call. But again, you've seen Mountain Pointe drop a few of those passes that you get the ball in these playmakers' hands and make one guy miss, and next thing you know, they're picking up a lot of yardage.
Well, Mountain Pointe's going to need a big play here to get the first down. It's 3rd and 18. Wallerstedt, he loses the rush, fires, finds his receiver, Jathan Washington. But it's going to bring up 4th down. And about 9.
Impressed with this Desert Vista pass rush. They are making Nick Wallerstedt move around in that pocket, and impressed with Wallerstedt and his ability to find receivers down the field.
And it's Thomas Jackson continuing to give pressure by that Desert Vista front. Great punt there by Nick Wallerstedt. And the Pride are going to down it inside the 5-yard line. Great job there by Nick Wallerstedt. Came into tonight's game averaging 40 yards a punt with a long of 58. This one goes for 42 yards. And it's going to pin Desert Vista inside their own 5.
Well, let's see this Desert Vista offense. Armando Delgado being one of their big playmakers. We saw him leave last series with cramps. The thing that stinks about cramps is once they start, it's really difficult to get rid of them during the course of a football game.
So the Thunder offense takes over from their own 3. Humphrey takes the handoff, gets tripped up, but gives Desert Vista a little bit of breathing room. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 5.
Kind of interesting. Desert Vista takes their tackle, their left tackle, moves him over to the right. Think, hey, we're overloading the right-hand side. We're going to run the football, and decide to come back to the left. Almost breaks it.
1 minute remaining here in the 3rd quarter, but great job there. Coming in to make the tackle for Mountain Pointe, Rasai Shank.
I mean, you look at some of these linebackers' names for Mountain Pointe. You know, you got Shank, you got Hodge, and Thor.
Those are some good names.
I mean, they all have to play linebacker. I mean, they can't be a punter or a kicker.
How about Dedrick as your defensive end? And there's Delgado right there getting that left ankle taped on the Desert Vista sideline. 3rd down and 4, and we have got whistle before the snap. And it's going to be a timeout, Mountain Pointe.
Encroachment, defense number 31. 5-yard penalty will result in a 1st down.
So it looked like we saw a timeout signal, but instead they went with was a penalty against the Pride. And it's going to be a 1st down now for Desert Vista.
We've seen that happen a couple times to both teams. You hate giving away free 1st downs.
Handoff to Grubbs, and he gets tackled for a loss. Kenny Lofton coming in, making the play, and we are through 3 quarters here in the Ahwatukee Bowl. Desert Vista 21, Mountain Pointe 21. You're watching YurView Arizona High School Football Game of the Week. We'll be right back.
What is Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas? We are a true Arizona original, serving carefully prepared, authentic Sonoran-style cuisine since 1983. We are time-honored family recipes using only the freshest ingredients. Good fun, a family place, a gathering place. We are happy faces and happy hours. We are your new favorite neighborhood hangout. Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas.
See it, hear it, feel it. Monster Jam. Where the only thing bigger than the trucks is the air they catch. See Gravedigger, Max D, Son of a Digger, and more of your favorite Monster Jam trucks. Presented by official partners America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses and BKT Tires. Tickets start at $15. Restrictions may apply. University of Phoenix Stadium, October 6th.
Sardella's Pizza and Wings. Only Sardella's makes my favorite things.
Football fans, experience the authentic Italian difference at Sardella's all season. Score big with Sardella's new specials. Large one-topping pizza and 24 succulent wings for just $26.99. Or grab one of our family pastas to feed the whole team, starting at only $19.99. A family tradition for over 30 years. Sardella's. Dine in, carry out, or delivery. Order now at sardellaspizza.com.
We are tied at 21 as we head to the fourth quarter of the Ahwatukee Bowl, Desert Vista, and Mountain Pointe. The biggest stars on four wheels return to the Valley for adrenaline-charged family entertainment. Get your tickets today for Monster Jam crashing into State Farm Stadium on October 6th. Get your tickets now at monsterjam.com. You can also get them at ticketmaster.com. The Thunder, second down and 12 with the ball at the 12. Halfback option, tucks it back in. That was Teron Thomas. Took the pitch, looked like he's going to throw it down the field, decided to tuck it and run it.
Well, they had it set up. Watch these three guys. They did this earlier in the game. They moved over here, and Mountain Pointe did not make a defensive adjustment. Pitched it, ran it outside, had the edge very quickly. This time they're going to pitch it, and it's going to be a run-pass option. Looked like it's going to be the flea flicker. Good coverage downfield by Pleasant Johnson.
So that's going to bring up third down and 11 for Dan Hines' offense. Trips to the left. Navarro fires, has the receiver. The catch is made by Thomas. First down, Desert Vista with a huge third down conversion for the Thunder.
In traffic, felt a little pressure. Navarro rolls out to his right. Looks like he's going to run it, takes a shot. Gets the ball to Thomas, and Thomas in traffic. You see a little bit of a bump there, but Thomas able to concentrate, bring the ball in, and give this Thunder offense a new set of downs.
Well, Desert Vista head coach Dan Hines, he was excited about Teron Thomas, just a sophomore. Last year as a freshman quarterback, he had 31 touchdowns. He sees him as a big-time playmaker for the Thunder moving forward.
Wait, this roster is littered with a lot of underclassmen. We talked about the freshman Groves, but a lot of junior skill positions. Navarro is a junior. Humphrey's a junior. Thomas is a sophomore, and then up front, got a couple, three starting offensive linemen that are juniors.
And there's a good look right there. Junior running back Tyson Grubbs out for tonight's game. I know Coach Hines can't wait to get him back in his 700 yards rushing that he's got. But it's been that guy right there, Colby Humphrey, who's been carrying most of the workload tonight. Coming in to make the tackle is Hodge.
And you look at Hodge, and he's one of those linebackers, plays sideline to sideline. Long arms, helps him to shed blocks, and still has a ton of potential. sky's the limit for Rashawn Hodge.
3rd down and 10. The Thunder have already converted 2 third downs on this drive. And Navarro again is going to keep it. Spins. Pushing forward. He's going to be short of a 1st down. It's going to bring up 4th down for the Thunder.
He made a quick decision here. Looked like he thought about maybe throwing it. Looked like he had a chance to pick up the 1st down, but the black jerseys came from everywhere to stop him short of the 1st down marker and give the ball back to your offense.
Number snipe for Navarro. Ostendorf out to punt. He has been a big weapon for Desert Vista here tonight. We got whistles everywhere. Play clock at 0.
Dead ball. Delay game offense, number 7. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
I like how they blame the punter for that, like he had anything to do with the ball not being snapped.
Ostendorf finally takes the snap and gets it away.
Well, you see some of these punts, and I know some of it is trying to keep the ball away from those Mountain Pointe playmakers. 41-yard punt, but pretty good field position for this Pride offense.
Mountain Pointe will start from their own 30-yard line. Big 6A Central Region matchup. 2 teams also fighting for the power points. Coming into tonight's game, Desert Vista was at number 9, Mountain Pointe at number 10. And it's another big run for the quarterback, Nick Wallerstedt. Pickup of 16 yards and another 1st down.
Just love the way that when he makes a decision, you can see him come here, boom. When he goes, he goes. No hesitation. Nice blocking up front. Cole Kunderi leading the way, the 6'2", 265-pound senior.
Handoff to Sanders. Gets brought down by Carlock. Yeah, we've seen Wallerstedt use his feet here tonight, but he had 4 touchdown passes in last week's win against Highland. 4 different receivers caught those touchdowns.
See Carlock, 5'11", 190-pound middle linebacker flying to the football.
2nd down and 7. Ball near midfield. Wallerstedt fires, has a receiver open in the middle of the field. Washington still on the run, looking for the end zone. And he's going to get pushed out of bounds just short of the goal line. But what a huge, huge play. Wallerstedt finds Washington for a pickup of 50 yards.
Well, Mountain Pointe's best pass plays are when they have 2 receivers within a yard of each other. One of them makes the catch, and got to be careful here with that football because steps out of bounds, and I'm not sure that ball doesn't go on the other side of the pylon, which would be a touchback.
We've seen a couple of those happen this year in the NFL.
Seen too many of those. Hang on to the football till you cross the goal line.
1st and goal. Sanders takes the handoff. Great job coming in to make the tackle was Clay Sokol. So you bring up 2nd and goal.
Well, you look at Sokol, 180 pounds, and Carlock, 190 pounds, running in behind the defensive line.
A loss of 1 on the play. 2nd and goal from the 2. Sanders again takes the handoff, pushes forward. Touchdown, Mountain Pointe. Eli Sanders punches it in from 2 yards out. And Mountain Pointe is back on top.
highlighting Thomas Jackson, who had one heck of a first half. Maybe a little fatigue there. A play that he probably makes in the first half, a step short here in the fourth quarter, and Mountain Pointe marches the ball down the field and takes the go-ahead touchdown into the end zone.
And the extra point is no good by Abercrombie. But Eli Sanders scores from 2 yards out to give Mountain Pointe the 27-21 lead. It's time to take a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. Your cup, your rules. We'll be right back.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Coming back to school is a big decision, but at AAI, we're with you every step of the way.
We offer career-focused education, and we work with you from the day you enroll through graduation
To help you reach the ultimate goal of moving into the career you deserve.
Don't be afraid to try something new, to try something different. You will set an example for your family, for your children. It's never too late to start a new career.
Check us out at aai.edu.
Or call now and come visit our campus.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
You're watching Game Time on YurView Arizona. Eli Sanders with the 2-yard touchdown run gives Mountain Pointe the 27-21 lead. High school and college football fans, be sure to check out YurView's recruiting podcast called Over the Middle. Over the Middle is hosted by recruiting guru Jeremy Crabtree. Each week, Jeremy will take you inside the huddle, interviewing players, coaches, and industry insiders in and around college football. All that and more each week on the Over the Middle podcast. You can check it out at yourview.com. You can see the Mountain Pointe Zoo crew. Blackout night. All fired up for the Ahwatukee Bowl. Great crowd here tonight for the big rivalry game. Mountain Pointe and Desert Vista, two schools just 4 miles apart.
Well, I know that because I went to Desert Vista first tonight. I think that you and our director, Pete Gordon, were misleading me. But
how are we misleading you?
I think you changed the font for my printout, but it is exactly 4 miles.
Oh, come on. That's a stretch at best. Short kick again. Coming up with it, making a run there to the right sideline. Number 24, Clay Sokol. Let's take a look at the Ahwatukee Bowl numbers since 2008. Remember, the Pride have won the last 6 meetings, 8 of the last 10. It's been leaning towards the Pride side for quite some time.
It has. They've had a nice program over here, North Vaughn. But I tell you what, Desert Vista playing them really tough tonight. Let's not overlook that missed extra point by Mountain Pointe after the last touchdown.
Let's go. Colby Humphrey with a tough 5 yards there. Carried a couple of Mountain Pointe defenders.
I'm sitting here looking at this. Mountain Pointe's in a cold light defense. Look at all these players. You got one guy about 5 yards off. He's about 3 yards off. And you still can't hold him to under 5 yards. Nice job by that offensive line. Miles LeBlanc doing a great job pulling around and leading the way.
And it looks like it's going to be a penalty coming up against Mountain Pointe.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, defense number 36. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Desert Vista only 5 yards passing here in the second half. You can see why Conrad Hamilton and company decide, hey, let's get as many guys up there inside that box as we can, and yet Desert Vista continues to try and hammer the football. Bring in their big package, Isaiah Anderson, leading the way from fullback position right there. I'd follow him as to see where the football is going to go.
Now swinging over to the other side. Number 55 there for Desert Vista, Thomas Jackson. Now back to the left side. Humphrey takes the handoff. Coming up to make the big stick there for Mountain Pointe. Number 23, Thor Canales.
Remember, he's only a junior, 6'4", 210 pounds. Watch him come into the screen right there. Tremendously physical at the point of attack, and he's got another year to grow into that 6'4" frame.
Brings up 2nd down and 8 for Desert Vista from the Mountain Pointe 48. Devin Grubbs handoff, cuts it back inside, still on his feet. Devin Grubbs, the freshman, pushing the pile forward. 1st down, Thunder.
I don't think there's very many football players on either side of this rivalry who could say, hey, I played in 4 Ahwatukee Bowls. Look at this. Looked like he's stopped for no gain, then 2 yards and 3 yards, and next thing you know, he's picked up a 1st down.
An 11-yard run there by the freshman. Devin Grubbs takes the handoff once again. This time he gets stacked up by that Mountain Pointe defense. But yeah, Grubbs, the freshman, filling in all right for the older brother Tyson here tonight.
Taking advantage of his opportunity, and obviously not built like a freshman, 5'10", 175 pounds.
There's his brother right there, Tyson, helping out with the hardware. Some brotherly love there on the sidelines. 2nd down and 10. Just over 5 minutes remaining here, 4th quarter. Navarro escapes the rush. Finds receiver, but incomplete. Looking for number 9, Garrett Carlock.
Wow, you look at Parker, watch him escape pressure right here with a nifty spin move. Now, as you can tell, Carlock, go downfield. Carlock turns his back to him to go downfield and throws the ball out there because he saw the Mountain Pointe defenders. Carlock say, why'd you tell me to turn around?
Wide open, can't convert, brings up 3rd down and 10. The ball at the Mountain Pointe 37-yard line. Receivers trips to the left. Navarro's going to keep it. Now he fires down the field. Has the receiver. Shepherdson still on his feet. Touchdown, Desert Vista. No flags down.
How close was he to the line of scrimmage? My goodness, what a heads-up play. We'll have the benefit of taking a look at it on instant replay, but both these quarterbacks, eyes are always downfield. Again, pretty good protection. But now he's going to start to run the ball. Can't really see from that angle where he threw the ball from.
So Matt Lewis on now for the extra point and the lead for Desert Vista. And it is good. Thunder 28, Pride 27, 4:52 remaining in the game. And Parker Navarro, we don't know how close he was to crossing the line of scrimmage on the 37-yard touchdown scoring strike to Dominic Shepherdson, but it was close.
Just have to give Parker a lot of credit for keeping his eyes up. Looked like he could try and run it. Just really don't have a great angle on it, but when there's no flags, it doesn't really matter anyways. But What tremendous concentration by Shepherdson. Able to hang on to the football. Here we go.
Now remember, if any part of his body is behind the line of scrimmage, then it's good.
In real time, it looked like he's about 3 yards ahead of the line of scrimmage. Looking at it now, I think he's actually behind it. The officiating crew doing a nice job tonight.
Good look at Shepherdson making the big play. 37-yard TD catch, capping the 7-play, 60-yard scoring drive. Just over 2.5 minutes off the clock. Short kick once again. Sanders has got it, the big playmaker from Mountain Pointe, but he gets tripped up by Cayman Rawls. Nice special teams play there by Cayman Rawls to bring down Sanders before you get ahead of steam.
Yeah, Rawls is junior. If he doesn't make that tackle, there's a lot of space out here to the wide side of the football field for the sophomore Sanders.
Parker Navarro, he transferred from Mountain Pointe to Desert Vista after his freshman year, hoping he can engineer the upset against his former school, but Nick Wallerstedt might have something to say about that. Down the left sideline, another huge run by the senior quarterback. This time a pickup of 36 yards before getting pushed out of bounds at the Thunder 31.
It's one of those things, you just continue to run the same play. Quarterback power, Desert Vista hasn't made the adjustments, and if they've tried, Mountain Pointe has just blocked them better. Not sure exactly what's going on there. There's a trip going on by Desert Vista, frustration.
This time, little mix-up in the backfield, and coming in to make the play, Dale, your guy, Thomas Jackson.
Yeah, Thomas Jackson, you see on the right side of your screen, somebody made a mistake there. You know, the sophomore running back and the senior quarterback. Jackson ready to pounce on Wallerstedt.
That pushes the ball back to the 37-yard line. Second down and 16, 4 minutes remain. And we got whistles before the snap.
Had wide receivers moving, didn't get set.
Prior to the snap, encroachment on the offense, number 10. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
So after a loss of 6, another penalty for 5 yards pushes them back even further to bring up second down and 21. Both teams with 3 timeouts remaining still, just under 4 minutes remain. Wallerstedt steps up. Great pressure by that Desert Vista defense. In to help make the play, Jacob Caldarelli along with Zach McGinnis.
Well, Zach McGinnis is the one who grabbed Wallerstedt. You see the pressure coming from Jackson again, but if you don't grab his jersey right here, you'll be able to break, contain, and gain positive yards.
That's going to bring up third down and 20 for Mountain Pointe. Setting up the screen, gets brought down, Thomas Jackson. Big play by that Thunder defense.
What a nice job smelling out the screen does Jackson do. You can see him coming right up here. Running backs can try and sneak here, but watch number 55 left of your screen, realizes something's going on. Look at that quickness coming back and making the tackle.
2:40 remain. Mountain Pointe set the punt. Wallerstedt gets it away. Desert Vista is going to let it roll. And they're going to mark it down at the 1. Terrific punt there by Wallerstedt. The Thunder will start from their own 1-yard line. 2:30 remain. Thunder up by 1.
You got Mountain Pointe with all 3 timeouts left. Can't ask for a whole lot more excitement.
Take a look at Eli Sanders cashing it in from 2 yards out, but the extra point is wide left by Ben Abercrombie, and then that Desert Vista offense strikes right back. Parker Navarro, Dominic Shepardson, the 37-yard scoring strike. DV up by 1. And we've got a timeout on the field.
Looks like Desert Vista wanting to make sure that they have everything lined up and ready to go. The last thing you want to have happen here is get tackled in the end zone and a safety and have to punt the ball back to Mountain Pointe from the 20-yard line.
Good look at Parker Navarro, the junior. Listening to what his offensive coordinator, Sean Marin, has to say. Marin was a former longtime assistant and briefly head coach at Marcos de Niza. Led the Padres to the state championship game in 2015, where they lost to Saguaro. Mountain Pointe's head coach, Rich Welbrock, getting indoctrinated into the Ahwatukee Bowl rivalry. It's a tight one here. 28-27, 2:30 remaining. Thunder with the ball from their own 1-yard line. Mountain Pointe still with all 3 timeouts remaining. Humphrey takes the handoff, barely gets out of the end zone. Oh my! It was almost a safety. Coming in to try and make the tackle was number 32, Anthony Ortiz.
Well, Ortiz was there. Devin Gregory was back there. But watch right here. Let's see how many dark jerseys get across the line of scrimmage. See right there, as you mentioned, number 32. And that's Anthony Ortiz. Had a chance, a sophomore, 6'2", 225 pounds. But let's give Desert Vista credit, fighting to get out of your own end zone.
You can see Ortiz now shaking up on the play. Yeah, it was Colby Humphrey there on the carry for Desert Vista, showing some strength to shed the tackles and get out of the end zone, avoid the safety.
Well, this is where you'd like to be able to hand the ball off to number 40, Armando Delgado. You know, Mountain Pointe selling out to stop the run, and you give him a little crease. He's shown the damage that he can do to this Pride defense.
And you see Ortiz working with a trainer there on the Mountain Pointe sideline. Second down and 10. Ball is at the 1. Navarro's going to keep it. Breaking some tackles. Parker Navarro, the 6'1", 190-pound quarterback, breaking some tackles and giving that Desert Vista offense some breathing room.
Looks like he's going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage here. Bounces outside, breaks 1 tackle, 2 tackles, 3 tackles. And now brings up a makeable 3rd down situation at 3rd and 4.
And Mountain Pointe calls its second timeout of the half. They're down to 1 timeout with 2:12 remaining. And it's going to be 3rd down and 4 for the Thunder.
Well, remember, no 2-minute warning in high school football, so Mountain Pointe defensively can only stop the clock 1 more time. Always fun to watch these matchups, and obviously can't have any mental mistakes down here for Desert Vista. You know, all these teams now going from the shotgun. Sometimes a errant snap can happen. Make sure you're buttoned up.
3rd down and 4. Handoff, Humphrey, right side, first down and more. Desert Vista. Colby Humphrey picks up the first down for the Thunder.
Well, and a great run. Again, I said follow 55. Coming in and doing a really nice job is Thomas Jackson. Now, the only thing you want to do if you're Colby Humphrey, go down and bound. You've got the first down. Make them burn that last time out. Now they're going to be able to stop the clock at least one more time.
Humphrey, a workhorse here tonight. 26 carries, 80 yards. Make that 27 carries. And it looks like Mountain Pointe is going to burn their third and final timeout.
Well, the thing you have to be careful there is, remember, first tackler is going to try and stand you up. The rest of those dark jerseys are coming in trying to rip the ball out, and there wasn't another white jersey in the screen in case that ball comes loose. But it's just little things, Chris, to where Humphrey goes down inbounds. You have to use a timeout there if you're Mountain Pointe, and now the clock's continuing to run after that play.
Clock management, and as you mentioned earlier, just no mental mistakes. You got to keep your head in the game and always be thinking.
Well, and you hope the coaching staff is over. You get the first down, get down inbounds, keep that clock moving.
Well, the Ahwatukee Bowl has not disappointed here tonight.
Coach Hines making sure all the coaches are off the field.
No stupid penalties. And we have penalty flag before the snap.
Dead ball. Snap infraction on the center. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Snap infraction on the center.
Yeah, that's a good old double pump.
The pump fake?
Yeah, kind of hoping that maybe the officials don't see it.
So that'll push the Thunder back 5 yards. Handoff, Devin Grubbs. Not much there, but the clock will continue to run.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how much clock runs before the 25-second clock starts.
Well, they haven't even started the play clock yet. Now they just started it, so 20 seconds, so about 1:15 on the game clock if Desert Vista runs it all the way down. And it looks like Parker Navarro doing a nice job of keeping an eye on the clock. Play clock down to 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Great job there by Desert Vista to milk the clock. Navarro trying to waste some more time. Pump fake, needs to stay in bounds. Instead, he runs out of bounds and stops the clock.
I mean, that just makes absolutely no sense. And again, you're going to run around, you're going to run a little time off the clock. I mean, you're trying to run the clock a little extra time. So now Mountain Pointe's going to get the ball back with about a minute left instead of 30 seconds left. And I don't know. Is that coaching staff telling them to get down in bounds because you were just over there talking to them? And shame on them if they didn't tell them. And if they did, then shame on Parker Navarro.
And Mountain Pointe should get good field possession here.
Well, he might block a punt. I mean, it's just
bad snap.
It doesn't. The two plays that Desert Vista could have gone down in bounds, and this game is over with if you're a Thunder fan.
Here's a good look at the defensive coordinator for the Thunder, Greg Battle. former star player at ASU.
Yes, we're still on course, right? I need it right now. I need it. Everybody knows.
And I tell you what, that's pumped some life over there in that Mountain Pointe sideline.
Well, you're giving him a shot.
On him, right? Not press. Play off. Play off in the block.
Rich Welbrock giving some last-minute instructions there.
Well, let's see if they decide to come after this punt. And then you got a punter that's ranked the number 8 punter in the country. Can he get away a better punt than we've seen him do tonight? And you got a dynamic playmaker back there getting ready to return the punt if it gets to him, Ahwatukee Gibson.
Well, this will be a good time for Ostendorp to get off a great punt if you are a Desert Vista fan. It's going to be a low liner. Gibson fielded on the hop, has room to run. Cross midfield, still on his feet. Inside the 45-yard line. And they're going to mark him right there. A 20-yard return for Gibson. 53 seconds remain.
As you said, low line drive, punt, plenty of space to run with the football. Look at the physicality here. Gibson not wanting to go down, but pretty good coverage by that Thunder punt team.
53 seconds remain. Mountain Pointe, no timeouts remaining. The Pride kicker, Ben Abercrombie, we saw him connect from 50 yards in warm-ups tonight. Wallerstedt rolls to his left, fires, has his receiver in and out of the hands of Washington. Clock stops with 48 seconds remaining.
Again, just really impressed with the way Wallerstedt can throw the football. Look at him rolling out to his left, have to get those hips turned around, and look how accurately that ball was thrown. Would have been a tremendous catch going out of bounds, but the play only used a few seconds.
For Mountain Pointe to get to Abercrombie's range, they'll need to get the ball to the 33-yard line. That would give Abercrombie a 50-yard attempt. 2nd and 10. Wallerstedt has time. Nobody open. He loses the rush, dumps it off to Sanders. He gets tripped up. Nice play defensively.
Now you have
Clock
to be
continues
careful
to run
because you can't clock the ball here. Bring up 4th down.
3rd down and 10. Wallerstedt scrambling, looking downfield, gets rid of it, has his receiver. Ahmed Williams, 1st down, Mountain Pointe. 14 seconds remain. Clock stops to move the chains.
Now you can clock the ball, get time for another play or two.
And there it is. Wallerstedt clocks it with 14 seconds remaining. The Pride are in field goal range as it stands.
We've seen that locally here. I was wondering what was happening there. Evidently he spiked it before the whistle had blown to put the ball back into play. But speaking of game-winning field goals, we've seen it here locally just this past Sunday over at State Farm Insurance Field.
Sebastian Janikowski for the Seahawks getting it done. Right now the ball is at the 28-yard line. That would make it a 45-yard field goal attempt. Wallerstedt fires, takes a shot deep, and it is intercepted in the end zone by Desert Vista. Number 23, Kaleo Bright with the interception, and that will do it. Desert Vista gets the win over Mountain Pointe. 28-27, the final in the Ahwatukee Bowl. What a finish to the big rivalry game, and Desert Vista snaps Mountain Pointe's 6-game winning streak in the rivalry.
Again, what goes through an 18-year-old's head, I'm not exactly sure. You're kind of quasi field goal position, and you want to take a shot in the end zone. Just want to make sure that the only thing that happens, the worst thing that happens, is it's an incomplete pass. Intercept the ball, and Desert Vista able to walk away with the victory.
Desert Vista 28, Mountain Pointe 27, the final in the Ahwatukee Bowl. We'll hear from Desert Vista head coach Dan Hines when we come back.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
50 years ago, President Johnson signed a bill that continues to impact our lives to this day.
The signing of the Colorado River Basin Project Act was the result of tenacious Arizonans. They had a steadfast vision that water security and stability were critical to ensuring Arizona's future. The result is what we know today as the Central Arizona Project.
Through 336 miles of aqueduct and pipelines, CAP provides water to 80% of the state's population, only made possible by a hard-fought battle in Washington 50 years ago.
In Arizona, this act led to one of the world's great engineering marvels. You can even see it from outer space. That's quite an accomplishment. We are watching history made every day, and we are making history ourselves, and that's really something to celebrate.
Here's to the leaders who drafted and fought for the act, the president who signed it into a law, and Central Arizona Project, who keeps the water flowing.
Coming back to school is a big decision, but at AAI, we're with you every step of the way.
We offer career-focused education, and we work with you from the day you enroll through graduation
to help you reach the ultimate goal of moving into the career you deserve.
Don't be afraid to try something new, to try something different. You will set an example for your family, for your children. It's never too late to start a new career.
Check us out at aai.edu.
Or call now and come visit our campus.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Welcome back, everybody, as Desert Vista head coach Dan Hines takes a deep breath. His Thunder gets the victory, 28-27 in the Ahwatukee Bowl. Coach, you've been a part of all 23 of these rivalry games. Where does this one stack up?
Honestly, Chris, this one might stack right on top. I can't remember a more exciting Ahwatukee Bowl in all the bowls in the history of it. So it's got to go down as either the best or one of the best.
Coach, I want to ask you about two individual players. I know it's a great team win, and you guys are going to enjoy this. Thomas Jackson, number 55, just had one whale of a football game. Talk about him. And Chris tells me he lost 50 pounds since last year. And
yeah, Thomas Jackson, man, he's been a great player for us. He showed up big on both sides of the ball. You guys saw we put him in at fullback tonight. And we were able to move the ball on the ground behind him, but he's just a phenomenal defensive player as well. He was getting after, the quarterback, and we needed that, and he showed up at the right time. So, yeah, Tommy's a great player.
The other player, Armando Delgado, I know you lost him there in the fourth quarter. Hopefully it's nothing serious, but just a whale of a job on both sides of the football, too.
Yeah, that was another real competitive kid. He's fantastic. Armando's a fun kid to coach. He doesn't never come out of the game, and so – He's a big part of what we're doing on both sides of the ball. Fun kid to coach.
Coach, you guys were without Tyson Grubbs here tonight. Your leading running back, Colby Humphrey, gets it done for you. The workload here tonight for him was big. You moved to 6-1 in the year. What did you learn about your team here tonight?
Well, when we went down 7-0 there in the first quarter after turning the ball over, we'd kind of been in those situations before. Over in California, we went down 14-0. Due to some mistakes, but our kids have learned to fight through adversity, and that's part of our whole culture, and they've really they're just really grasping onto that, and so they're just really not they don't get too concerned with adversity. And so I think it's a great thing. It's a fun team to coach, and it's going to take us a long way.
Desert Vista gets the win 28-27 over Mountain Pointe. Coach Hines, I appreciate the time. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
That is one happy head coach right there.
You know what? You're going to sit here and you look at both coaching staffs. Obviously, Dan Hines and his come away with the victory, but I'm sure it'll be a great teaching moment about staying in bounds when the other team has no timeouts. And I'm sure Rich Welbrock and his staff are going to look at the end of that first half and do we attempt a field goal? And you said they were in field goal range here in the fourth quarter. Still 14 seconds left. So I don't know if you go for a field goal right there, but a couple things that when you lose a game like this, you really dwell on.
Let's now take a look at our player of the game, and it's going to be the Desert Vista junior, Colby Humphrey. Big night for him offensively and defensively for the Thunder.
Yeah, he did a really nice job, and you got to give honorable mention that offensive line. Did a nice job. Really impressed with Miles LeBlanc and his efforts to get around there. You see Humphrey, though, offensively and defensively, lowering that shoulder. 165 pounds, runs like he's about 185. Looks like he could play another quarter or two. Is he even sweating?
I don't think so. It still looks pretty fresh out there. He's got that winning glow going on right now. Let's take a look now at our play of the game here tonight. And it was the game-winning touchdown, Parker Navarro to Dominic Shepardson.
Probably go down in Ahwatukee Bowl lore as, was he across the line of scrimmage or was he not across the line of scrimmage? But what a throw, what a catch, and then what a run by Shepardson.
Take a look at Navarro right there. Again, he transferred to Desert Vista from Mountain Pointe after his freshman year, so he's got to be feeling good about getting this victory against some of his old buddies and teammates. Let's take a look now at how we got to the 28-27 victory by Desert Vista. Early on, turnover, Mountain Pointe coming away with it and able to cash it in for the touchdown. Quarterback Nick Wallerstedt getting things going for the Pride early on. Both teams turned the ball over early. Both teams were able to take advantage of that. You see the ball bouncing off the unsuspecting leg of Pleasant Johnson. Then you see another fumble. Desert Vista able to jump on the football. And then as you talk, Humphrey into the end zone. Now Humphrey on defense. After that touchdown run, comes up with the interception there. And this time it's going to be Armando Delgado bowling his way in for the touchdown. I think you could put a brick wall up on the goal line and Armando's going to try and run through it. He probably would. Then you got Eli Sanders just running through air. 90 yards for the touchdown. Pumping some life back into the Pride. Great job on the offensive line opening up holes right up the middle, and Armando running down to the 1 yard line. And we talked a little bit about Thomas Jackson, his defensive exploits. As coach said, they moved him in at fullback. We chronicled that, and he led the way. Wallerstedt, tremendous game running the football, completing passes down the field, connecting with Jathan Washington right there. And then it was Sanders again, his second touchdown on the ground. But the extra point by Ben Abercrombie was wide left, and that opens the door for Desert Vista and Parker Navarro. We've seen this play a few times. Looked like he was going to run the ball. Eyes downfield, both quarterbacks. Tremendous job all game long, keeping your eyes downfield, and then the final play of the game to run the clock out. Take a look at the numbers from this one. Look at the balanced attack there by Mountain Pointe. But down low, it's the turnovers that was the difference. You're going to see that, and just great playmaking ability by both teams. I think both teams are going to have successful seasons. I think we'll see them both in postseason and making some noise. All right, we are back on Game Time next week with another outstanding matchup for you. The Liberty Lions take on the Pinnacle Pioneers next Friday. Spencer Rattler just became the state's all-time leader in passing yards, and the Oklahoma commit will look to add to his record against Cal commit Braxton Crodo in the Liberty defense. Tune in at 7 p.m. for all of the action. Game Time on YurView is back. All right, former partner Dale Hellestray, our stage manager Beth Pockman, our statistician Jared Donins, our director Pete Gordon, and our producer Peyton Wignes, and the rest of our talented crew. I'm Chris Harris saying so long from Mountain Pointe High School. Desert Vista gets the win in the Ahwatukee Bowl.
Game Time high school football coverage on YurView has been sponsored by Arizona Automotive Institute. Turn your dreams into reality with career training from AAI. By Circle K. It's time for a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. Your cup, your rules. And by Valle Luna, proud supporter of scholar athletes in Arizona. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time.